where real exists. 高鳴る好奇心動き出す
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei was rejected by parents and became the president of Kamen Rider 01 movie. Before we start, please go support Hiden Naruto 01 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Issei is a male. There's only one president and that's me. Issei Hiden, formerly Hime, was the younger of two brothers Kaido and Rimji Hime. He was despised by his family for no reason until his grandfather Kurenosuke, the only one who loved Issei, decided to adopt him and take him away. But everyone will wonder what's next. For those who don't know, Issei's grandfather is the president of Hidden Intelligence, where after 12 years. After the death of his grandfather at the company meeting, Kurenosuke leaves a will where he decides to name the next president Goru Himdo, thinking that his father left him in charge, is surprised that Issei is named the new president, except for Soryo and Azazel, who already knew. In the process, Issei will have a new life by becoming the new president and enduring all the anger his father has against him. There will also be a romance where Issei will fall in love with Aizu, his assistant, Sona Citri and Sekvera Agares, both daughters of Agares Corporation and Citri Hospital. Issei. Am I the new president? Prologue. So what are we going to do with him? Said a black-haired man. Don't worry, Grandpa will come for him. He says he will adopt him. Don't regret it later, because we don't accept returns, said a female voice. I can't believe Grandpa wants that useless guy, another black-haired man said. At that moment they hear a knock on the door, and when they open it, they find a 35-year-old man and a 65-year-old man. Dad, Soryo said seriously. Kurenosuke. Goru, it's good to see you, let us pass, said the older man. Goru. Yeah, let's finish this quickly. The three oldest entered and walked towards the living room. Soryo. Okay, everything is ready. Just sign these documents and Issei will be my son, and you won't have to worry. Goru. Yes, 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 whatever you say, don't regret it later, he said arrogantly. Kurenosuke. Well, if we have nothing else to say, sign the contract. At that, Goru and Miki Himdo sign the contract and give it to Soryo. Soryo. Well, if that's all, we'll go for Issei. Grandfather. Said a child. Kurenosuke. Issei, it's good to see you. We came here, your uncle and I came to take you to live with us. Issei. I understand, you've probably seen how they didn't want me to be in this family, said the sad brown-haired boy. Soryo. Hey, don't be like that, we'll have fun from now on. Issei. Thanks dad, I mean uncle, said the miner sadly. Soryo. Don't worry, you can call me dad. Issei then hugged Soryo, to which he reciprocated the hug. Goru. How sweet, since everything is over, you can go, we have things to do, he said arrogantly. Kurenosuke. Take Issei to the car, I'll catch up in 5 minutes. With that, Soryo and Issei head towards the car. Kurenosuke. I hope you don't regret this, because I won't be there forever, and when you get back to the company there will be someone new, said the man as he went to the car. Goru. Ha, yeah right, he said to close the door of his house. Okay guys, this is my prologue to this story for those who have seen my story. You know I have others that I haven't finished and I'm starting another one. I know, but I promise you that they are already on their way to finishing them because the one with Ricochet and Tessa Blanchard will be divided into 2 seasons. And the second one, which is I Want to Steal the Girlfriend, only has 6 or 8 chapters left because it won't be that long. I hope you support this book as well as the others. I really appreciate your support of my books. Thank you for the support. Chapter 1. It's been 12 years since Issei was adopted by his uncle. Many things happened, he was always attached to his father, uncle, and his grandfather, that they decided to take him to Hidden Intelligence, where he won the appreciation of everyone and demonstrated his qualities when creating or repairing some inventions. But he also had to endure the mockery of his ex-brothers who went with his ex-father, to what he turned a deaf ear and continued with his own thing. Issei decided to study at home, something that his father did not agree with, but the brown-haired boy promised him that when he entered high school, he would choose where to study it, to which the adults agreed. Issei. This has to be a joke, said the brown-haired boy, not believing it. Soryo. It's no joke, you promised that you would choose the institute where you would study, the eldest commented. If you ask why the easy situation, Issei would enter the Kuo Academy where his ex-brothers study and are the popular ones. How do you know, you might ask. It's easy to be the grandson of the president of Hidden Intelligence, the largest company in Japan and the most powerful. There's no one who can match it. Soryo. Without further ado, that's all, pack your suitcase because tomorrow you start. Issei's father said as he left his room. Issei. I hope I don't run into them, said the young man, throwing himself face down on the bed. Issei narrates. After I turned 16, my grandfather died of a heart attack. That depressed me because he was one of those who cared about me and appreciated me. What happened to hidden intelligence? Easy, my dad listened to him even though Goru Himdo wanted to take command, something the whole company was against, so they decided that within 2 years they would elect the new president. In my opinion, my dad wants to put suspense on the matter. We all know that he deserves to be the president, even though this Azazel has a great genius and what it takes to be the president. The next morning. The brown-haired boy could be seen entering the Kuo Academy, being seen by the president and vice president of the student council, Sona Citri, the well-known Iron Princess. Why? Because of her serious expression and the one you wouldn't like to have as an enemy, and Tsubaki Shinra. She is the same as Sona, only many have approached her, and she avoids them for reasons she cannot stand the male gender, because they see her with lustful eyes, or if they invite her, it is to take her to bed. That's what Sona told me, because she and I knew each other. Before entering Kuo, my grandfather and my father were friends of the Citri. And in that process we became good friends, and we haven't seen each other since. The great Issei Hiden, I hope we get along and I don't want you to cause problems or see yourself involved in one, said the black-haired girl stretching out her hand, to which the brown-haired man narrowed his hand. Also, I'd like you to meet my vice president, Tsubaki Shinra, he said, introducing the long-haired black-haired girl. It's a pleasure to meet you, Hiden-kun, said the black-haired girl, bowing. Just call me Issei or Ice, nothing formal please, Fukecho, commented the brown-haired man. I'll think about it, said the Fukecho without changing her serious expression. The trio entered the academy. Very well, Issei, your classroom is on the left, it's the last one, said the black-haired girl to the brown-haired girl. Thank you very much, Sona. Issei made his way to the classroom, and upon entering he realized that some were missing in that, a brown-haired boy who had his hair half tied up, thin and with his uniform tied around his waist. You must be the new one, let me remember, you are Issei Hiden, said the brown-haired man with a smile. Wait, how do you know who I am? Only the student council or the principal knows that, said Issei, surprised. Ahahaha, calm down, my name is Kaizo Jingu, I'm part of the journalism club. You still haven't answered, how do you know my name? Relax, I'm from the newspaper. A reporter must have contacts. Nah, do you believe I'm friends with someone from the student council? Okay, what do you want from me? Nothing for now, but if you need some information I can give it to you. Just a question, are you not related to the Himdo family? They are my ex-brothers. Ex-brothers? It's a long story, nobody wanted me and my grandfather adopted me. Do you know anything about them? Curious as always. Well, they are popular. Kaido is the prince, just like Rimji. The wild prince has a face and everything, but he is worse in the class. The first one is in a relationship with the president of the occult club, and the other one tries to conquer the Iron Princess, but she rejects him 10 times. I see, I said as I went to my seat. And tell me, is it true that his father Goru is the president of Hidden Intelligence? That is not true, they have not elected the new president. So they are attractive and liars, that's what they've told the entire academy. Well, I hope you are ready for when all this lying is over. Are you going to get revenge on them for what they did to you before? Of course not, I have no need to take revenge for things from the past. In any case, I came to finish my studies. But before they continued talking, the teacher entered the classroom. Young people, today we will have a new student, please if you are here come forward. To which the chestnut stood up and stepped forward. My name is Issei Hiden, I'm 17 years old, I like lemon pie, and I hope we get along, I finish saying to lower my head and raise it again. Do you have a girlfriend? Will you join any club? Are you related to the Himdo? Will you go out with me? Answering your questions, I don't have a girlfriend, I'm not interested in joining a club at the moment, maybe later, I'm her ex-brother, and yes, we could go out someday. The classes continued peacefully without problems, or so Issei thought, because his brothers may already know that he is at the academy. Meanwhile elsewhere, more specifically in the occult club. They heard Hiden is studying here. And they say he is the ex-brother of Kaido-kun and Rimji-kun. I hope it's nice. Chapter 2. Hidden Residence. So it's today, the protagonist said it in a whisper as he left the bathroom and started getting ready to go to the academy. Issei went down to the kitchen to get something to eat and found a small cake and a note next to it. To Issei. Happy birthday kids, I know I should be with you now, but some business came up at the company and I had to go take care of them, but tonight we will celebrate. I love you, son. At SH. PS. When you leave the academy I want you to come to Hidden Intelligence please, someone will pick you up when you leave. Issei was left wondering why he wanted it after school, maybe it was to go on vacation, that must be it. Meanwhile, somewhere else. Hidden Intelligence main office. And you already told him? No, I haven't told him yet. I left him a message to come here after class. Sorry, I feel that we will fill him with work at his young age. I know, but my father wanted it that way. I just hope they don't cause a fuss," said the purple-haired woman leaving the presidential office. Ah, the eldest sighed as he settled into a piece of furniture in the office. Back with our protagonist. Academia Kuo. The brown-haired boy was walking towards his school, which he arrived early, and there weren't many students, only the hard-working ones who liked to arrive first, and the student council of course. But our protagonist was in his own world. Reason felt a bad feeling about his day, something didn't fit. But he didn't realize he had collided with someone. "Watch where you're walking, you don't have eyes to see the path," said a female voice that our brown-haired boy couldn't see because he was looking down. "Sorry," he said, but he didn't realize that there was no one there anymore. Great, he came and got into a little trouble with someone. "Hey Hiden, let me help you," said someone while extending his hand. "Thank you," said the brown-haired boy to take Kaido's hand and get up. "At what moment did you?" "I'm coming, I could see that you crashed into that girl," my brother said while holding back his laughter. "It's not funny, I have to go to my classroom," said the brown-haired boy about to leave. "Wait, come on, it's still early, we have to chat a little." "Ido, what about you and Rias?" Senpai the protagonist said nervously to his brother. "If you expect it to be true, yes, but not for fun." Goru started with what will be the new CEO of Hiden Intelligence and spoke with Surzich's Gremory to make an arranged marriage and unite both companies, said Kaido, while both watched the other students arrive. "I see. So you're with Sona," said the older brother, to which Issei blushed. "What are you talking about? I'm not dating her, we're just friends." "I understand, so you're going for the Ice Princess." "Ice Princess, who is she?" said the brown-haired boy looking at his brother who was leaving the place. "Investigate, you'll get a surprise," and without further ado, Issei lost sight of his brother. "Ice Princess JK should know though, should I ask?" The reason why Kaido and I continue talking and getting along is that he turned out to be someone who disagreed with Goru and how he treated me. He and I always talked in hidden intelligence when Goru took him to Ryoji, also knowing that he didn't like things being given to him easily. He wanted to earn things through his own effort. He's someone serious, but he's also fun. Issei was arriving at his classroom where there were few students and of course JK was waiting for him. But he approached him with a white box. "This is for you, Issei," said JK, handing me the box. For me? What is it?" When I opened it I was surprised they were lemon green tennis shoes. "Happy birthday Hiden, it's not much, but the thought counts." "Thanks JK, just what I needed," I said while smiling and going to my seat because the teacher had arrived. Break time Occult Club. The Occult Club is a building that at first glance looks old and abandoned, but inside it was the complete opposite, it looks clean and tidy. But let's focus our attention on the main room. We saw some female figures talking, well, one of them shouting and cursing, while the others could only listen. Damn it. I can't believe they came up with that stupidity. And the worst thing with him. Of all people it had to be that son of a bitch. Damn it. Sekiryuutei, could you calm down, yelling won't make that problem go away quickly. And if the one who is screaming right now was none other than Sekiryuutei Gares, future heiress of the Gares Corporation, a girl with green hair, crimson eyes and glasses with a body that any man would like to have in his bed to do unholy things. Easy for you to say, Gremory, you are the same as me, but the difference is that you will marry someone very different from that womanizer, said Sekiryuutei trying to remain calm. Blue Sekiryuutei, I have no right to tell you anything because we are in different situations, said the redhead as she settled into her seat. Rias Gremory, future heiress of Lucifer Industries, a voluptuous girl with large breasts and blue eyes, but what stood out most about this beautiful girl was her hair, redder than blood, one of the greatest one-samas of the Kuo Academy. Sekiryuutei Sama's screams can be heard even outside the building. The Keno Himejima, the second one-sama, a tall girl with dark hair, violet eyes, but what stood out this beautiful girl was that unlike Rias, she had bigger breasts, as well as her hair that had a ponytail that entered the room with some desserts and tea for the guests. But everyone noticed that the only one who was silent was Sona Citri. And of course the Citri doesn't have to worry because she is free to choose her partner or she is with the person she loves, said the green-haired girl, while eating a slice of cake. If you knew that I still haven't been able to declare myself, the Citri thought. Well, I must go. I have matters to attend to, the violet-eyed woman said before leaving the room. Departure time. We were outside the academy as all the students were preparing to go home, but that wasn't the case for a brown-haired boy who was waiting for someone. But then he sees a black limousine arrive and park near where our protagonist was, and out of the limousine came a thin girl almost similar to Sona, only the difference between her and Sona was that she has a little more breasts and that her hair has green tips and her white suit and green skirt and the ribbon that she had around her neck. It's a pleasure to meet you, Issei-sama, my name is Aizu and I was sent by your father, so please could you accompany me? So both would enter the limousine being seen by someone who did not like the situation. Damn useless, I hope you don't ruin the plans. Hiden Intelligence. Soryo, stop acting so mysterious, you know I'll be the president, said Goru. It's not time yet, he's about to arrive, said the older black-haired man. Boo. At that moment, Issei and Aizu arrive at the meeting room. Wait, what your useless son does. More respect, Heimdo, don't mess with my son, besides you're just an employee. But that said, Goru could only sit down, containing his anger. We're getting off topic, Issei, please take a seat where your grandfather used to sit. With a little nerves, Issei arrived at the seat being accompanied by Aizu. Sorry for getting off topic, but we all know what I called you for, and it is to talk about the future of hidden intelligence, and that leads to proposing the new president, but before you talk, my father, the former president, left a letter, and I would like Issei to read it, please, said Soryo, handing the letter to his son. To everyone present in the room, if you are reading it, my lifetime has ended and you will have to have someone different in charge, and that is why my last wish is that I already have someone to take the position, and that is my grandson Issei Hiden, who, although you may have your doubts, throughout the time he was in the facilities he has shown us great ideas, so that Hiden Intelligence continues to be the #1 company in the world. I would have left the position to Soryo, but he agreed on who to leave the position to. I hope you continue to prosper. I say goodbye. Let's look to the future. Everyone started applauding except for 2 people. Goru, who was outraged by his father's choice and why he didn't choose him, and Issei, who was in shock because of what he had just read. His suspicions were true. He had a bad feeling. Si bienvenido SACHL Issei. We hope to move forward and give the best. I am the president. Thank you for reading the chapter seriously, sorry for taking so long to upload it, I was still thinking about how to include some characters and give it some plots and problems that will be solved later. I hope you liked it, see you in the next chapter, thanks for your patience. I try to make the chapters long so you can enjoy them, and thank you to those who have supported the story and saved it to their reading lists. Don't forget to give me a star and comment on the chapter. Without further ado, I'm done. This is the show of Eritu. Chapter 3. Have you ever felt shocked because that friend you have turns out to be from the other side or for other reasons? At this moment, Issei found himself in front of the entire hidden intelligence staff, and even more so knowing that he was the new president, he couldn't get out of his trance. How could his grandfather leave someone like him, an 18-year-old boy? What did he think his grandfather could leave his father or Azazel? They were the most suitable to be him. But his thoughts were interrupted by his father, Azazel and Aizu, who took him to what would be his office. So this will be your office, everything is ready, all that's left is for you to put your touch on it, said the brown-haired boy's father, while showing him the place. Why me? I know you're confused, I understand, but it was either this decision or closing all of hidden intelligence, because your grandfather wouldn't leave it to Goru, and you know it. Can you leave me alone? I need to think about the situation a little, said the brown-haired man who was sitting on one of the pieces of furniture in the room. Okay, we'll be outside waiting for your decision. So the trio left the place. Issei was speechless that he had to decide. On one hand, he didn't want to let down those who support him, but on the other hand, he didn't want to make bad decisions that would affect hidden intelligence in the future. What should I do? Issei-sama. The brown-haired boy didn't notice that someone had entered the office, and that person was his personal assistant Aizu. I know this is sudden for you, but your father, Azazel, and the others as well as I trust you to take the position. What would you have said to your grandfather if he didn't accept you? That question left the protagonist thoughtful because he knew that he would accept something from his grandfather without objection. He is someone important to him, and he was the one who got him out of the suffering he received in his old house from his father, mother and Rimji. Aizu watched as the brunette lowered his head, thinking he had touched a sensitive spot. I'm sorry Issei-sama, from what I said, if you don't want to answer me it's fine and I'll go wait for you with the others. No Aizu, I've already made my decision. I want you to help me with a suit for the presentation, please. As you say, Issei-sama, said the black-haired girl with green tips, giving the brown-haired man a smile, while raising her thumb in approval. Meanwhile outside the office. So? Get everything ready, hidden intelligence has a new president, said the bicolor while smiling at the older black-haired man. But this moment would be interrupted by someone who was not very happy, let's say. Soryo, I demand an explanation for all this, tell me it's a lie that Issei will be the new president, said the older brown-haired man, hoping that what was happening was a lie. No Heimdo, all this is true, my son is the new president. That can't be, he's a minor, he can't take the position. You're wrong, today is my 18th birthday, and as far as I'm concerned that's what our father said in his will, said Soryo with a victorious smile. All this was seen by Azazel, who was in the middle of the two. That position should be mine, I deserve it. Don't be sure about that, tell me how well you've done your job, because in what you've worked on we've had reports that you don't work, and you're late. Soryo was right and Goru knew it. He didn't care about his work because his father helped him with everything. He was against the wall. And besides, it is already decided, the others approved Issei, and he also accepted him. I think you should remember now that our father told you not to regret it later. Oro was going to continue protesting, but was interrupted by a door that opened, and from there came Issei in a blue suit accompanied by Aizu. Okay, let's finish this, said the brown-haired boy with a determined voice as he continued along the path accompanied by Aizu. It only took a few moments for Hiden, Aizu and Azazel to arrive back at the meeting room, but Issei noticed that there were reporters. I hope to survive tomorrow. The chestnut walked until he reached the front of everyone. I know what many must be asking, what do I do, what do I have to do? I introduce myself, my name is Issei Hiden, I am the new president of Hiden Intelligence, and from now on if you think we will go bankrupt, you are wrong, with everyone's help we will continue forward, let's look to the future. Excuse me, someone like you is capable of being the president, said a reporter while looking at the protagonist. Yes, because there is only one president here, that's me. After a few minutes of answering questions, night had fallen, but before they left, all the Hiden and Aizu stayed. So you're going out? Yes, it is not for vacations, we have to make contracts with some foreign companies. I understand, how long will it take? I still don't know exactly depending on how much it takes to convince them. I see, but then I'll leave Kuo Academy to take charge of here, right? No way, Azazel will help you in the mornings after classes, you would come take care of it. It will be difficult, but there is no turning back. Tell me, Issei, what made you change your mind? The elder Hiden asked, but Issei knew why he did it. One part was because of his grandfather, and the other part was very personal. Grandpa was there for me when I needed him most, it would be bad of me not to fulfill his last wish. Soryo could only smile at his son's words, his father was right, Issei is someone strong and can make the company continue to grow. After saying goodbye to Azazel, Issei stared at how big Hidden Intelligence was. Imagine it's night. I still can't believe that I'm the owner of all this. You'll get used to it in a few days. Good time to go home and rest, said the brown-haired man as he got into the car that would take them home. Kyoto residence. An adult could be seen outside his house cursing his fate. Damn old man, damn Issei, I should have been named president, not you, he said angrily before entering his house. Welcome, darling, or should I say president, said Mrs. Hyodo to her husband. Not now, I have to go rest. He must be tired, tomorrow he will surely be better to celebrate. This was seen by a brown-haired man and a black-haired man who were in the dining room. You think what's happening to him is because I'm not interested. But Kaido is our father. I said I don't care what happens to the old man. Back with the Hiden. The trio had reached their destination, while talking about trivial things, when they arrived home they noticed that it was dark. They broke in to steal. I don't believe it, Issei-sama. Let me turn on the light immediately. The elder Hiden proceeded to turn on the light when then. Surprise. The person responsible for those words was Penemu, who approached them to greet them. What's going on here? What do you mean? It's your birthday. Also, congratulations on your appointment as president of Hidden Intelligence. After eating and talking, it was time to rest. For others, because some would have a busier day the next morning than today. This will be your room. I hope you feel comfortable, said the brunette who was about to leave when he was stopped by the girl. If you like, we can sleep together, after all, we are engaged. It's not a good time for that yet, Aizu. Am I not attractive to you, Issei-sama? Don't think that, Aizu, I just don't want to take advantage of your trust, he said, lowering his gaze. If you ask me, I wouldn't refuse, said the black-haired woman with green tips while raising the Hiden's face. So that they could both look at each other. Aizu, yo, do you like me or are you just with me because of the commitment? Immediately after, Aizu kissed Issei, which surprised him, but he decided to continue with the kiss that lasted a few seconds, and then they saw each other again. I love you, Issei-sama, have no doubt about my love for you. Don't say anything, you should go rest, tomorrow we have class and a busy schedule, said the girl, and then closed the door with an Issei already outside. The next morning. Mornings are the quietest, but not if you're Issei Hiden. He was in the dining room, listening to the news. What was Kurenasuke thinking? Really, he is the new president? Is Hiden Intelligence lost? He felt stressed, he went from having a normal life to giving his best so that the company where his grandfather worked wouldn't go bankrupt. You shouldn't pay attention to the news, you may be better than they say, appeared behind him. Do you believe in me? I will be the one who believes in you. Thanks, I needed it, now with all this. I am here for you, Issei-sama. Regarding that, we can leave the sama, don't be formal with me, we are the same age, you can call me Issei or Ice. Okay, honey, said the girl with a flirtatious touch that made the brown-haired boy blush. I was trying to finish a word. Calm down, we should go. I almost forgot. Penemu-sama left something for you before leaving with her father. They both went to the garage. At least it was something that caught my attention too much. He remembered the time she wanted to give him flashy and expensive things, but he politely said no because he wanted to keep a low profile. Okay, let's go, he said, already on the motorcycle. Ice-kun must put on his safety helmet. But we'll be fine, I won't go too fast. Issei Hiden said it in an authoritative tone, which made the brown-haired boy nervous. Hi proceeded to put on his helmet just as Aizu climbed in with his helmet already on. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Residence. A male figure could be seen listening to the news. Grafia, we're going out. Please get everything ready. As you ordered Surzich's-sama. The Vuelta-kan Issei Aizu. The aforementioned had already arrived at the academy and there was no shortage of whispers from the students. Look, he's the nouveau riche in all of Japan. Another rich kid. What need do you have to be here, you already have your life arranged. Now he will be the center of attention of the girls. These were the not-so-good comments that our chestnut tree received. Hiden. Hido. How does it feel to have power now? Pan. Don't pretend you don't know, you are now the president of one of the largest companies in the country. It's not that bad, said the Hiden while rubbing the back of his neck. You should have seen how Goru and Mickey felt when they heard the news, and it was true. Goru didn't feel it that much, but Mickey asked her husband if it was a lie, to which her husband said it was true. By the way, who is she? He mentioned, pointing at Aizu. Oh, she Aizu, he is Kaito, my brother. Nice to meet you, as you mentioned I am your personal assistant and fiancé. Pro engaged. You haven't even been here a day and you've already got a fiancé, you're telling me this to my face, it's too late, you couldn't have told me yesterday. We have to plan your bachelor party, we'll bring boars. Stop right there. This is no time to think like that. That's true Ice-kun, we should think about the wedding, maybe we'll do it next year. That's nice of you, Aizu, but we should go slowly. After fixing everything, both were preparing to go to their classrooms, Aizu would stay in the same classroom as Issei. Welcome Saicho, would you like something to drink? Said JK trying not to laugh. Very funny. By the way, hello. I'm JK, please take care of Issei, Aizu-chan. Hi. Said the aforementioned smiling at JK. Wait, how do you know that? Forget it, I already know why. Okay, class, we have a new student. Please come to the front and introduce yourself. The teacher on duty is finishing up. Hello. My name is Aizu Hiden, I hope we get along, she said, then gave a small bow. Are you Issei's family? Do you have a partner? I am his fiancé and yes, Issei is my partner. How is it possible that you two are engaged? It's a long story, Issei finally spoke. Finally, it's dismissal time, the moment every student longs for. Most of the students had already left, except for those who had to be at their club. I have to change, but where? I know, let's go Aizu. Hi Ice-kun. Student council. Place where the Kaicho Sona Sitri and her Fukacho Tsubaki Shinra were doing the usual paperwork, permits among other things. And you will tell him. It's not very easy to tell him. Kaicho no Sona, just tell him what you feel, and if he also feels something for you. And what if not, now that he already has a fiancé, said the short-haired woman sadly. To the end. Kaicho, someone was knocking on the door. Issei. Yes, it's me, can I come in? He is here as I see myself, he thought while looking at the hand mirror he had under his desk. Yes, come in. Thank you, said Issei as he entered with Aizu. Oh, she must be your fiancé, the one everyone is talking about so much. Yes Aizu, she is Sona Sitri, my childhood friend and student council president. Nice to meet you, he said, extending his hand. If it's a pleasure, Kaicho commented to shake Sona's hand. By the way Issei, what is the reason for your visit? It is unlikely to talk. As serious as always, I wanted to ask you for that room to change please. That's it, you can use it with pleasure. Just don't touch anything in the drawers, said Sitri seriously at the end. Understood, do not touch anything that is not mine. See. But that said, Issei proceeded to change. So, since when do you know Issei? My father and his grandfather were friends. Oh I see. And your commitment is only to fulfill your father's duty or for. Kaicho doesn't sound, I don't know what your goal is. But I'll ask you. Do you like Issei? Aizu said seriously. It was true, Sona liked Issei. She couldn't deny it, he was her childhood crush. She even had him as her wallpaper and had already planned how many children they would have in the future. But with Aizu's arrival, things were tough. And if so, he said to stand in front of Aizu. I won't make it easy for you, Sitri. I never expected it to be easy being with the man I love. The confrontation would continue until. It's ready, how do I look? Ignore the 01 drive and the progrise key. The brown-haired man said, showing his outfit, which consisted of a red sweatshirt and a black jacket over it, with pants of the same color and the green tennis shoes that JK gave him. He's beautiful, I should save him, have pictures of him on my cell phone, thought Citri, as if Tsubaki read her mind. She started taking pictures of Issei. I owe you a favor, Tsubaki. You look amazing, darling. Kari no. We must go, thank you Sona for the favor, I'll return it later, Issei finished saying to get out of there. I already have a new wallpaper, said Sona as hearts appeared around her. Hiden Intelligence. Issei and Aizu had already arrived at Hiden Intelligence and were welcomed by all the staff. Welcome Saicho, everyone bowed. Thank you, but that's too formal for me. Let's give it our best. Oh Issei, welcome, you have a not so exhausting agenda, but you have an appointment with the Citri. And someone wants to see you, he is already in your office, he said the last thing in a low voice. Issei listened and went to his office where he found someone, or rather people he thought he would never see again. Sorry to be late, traffic is terrible, he said, then sat down in his chair. Issei, you know what I'm coming for. Not really, you should be at your job if I remember correctly. Just because you are the president doesn't mean you have power over us. Maybe you're right, but I'm in charge here and I can take your job away. You wouldn't do it. But you want me to show you that I can. Boru was losing patience, but he knew he had the upper hand. As you know, your brother was the fiancé of Rias Gremory, the next to inherit Gremory Industries, but with the sudden change, the agreement was dissolved and we lost an alliance with them. Before you finish, can you say how an alliance with them benefits us? The elder Hyodo didn't know what to say, he hadn't thought about it. As far as I'm concerned, that alliance would benefit them because they'd have access to our technology. But I think with that dissolved, we shouldn't worry. Matter settled. Issei so. If you don't have anything better to say, you can go back to work. I have important matters to attend to as president. You will reject the opportunity to get a better wife than the one your grandfather got you. Aizu could only frown, but inside she felt like slapping the older Hyodo. Unlike you, I'm not looking for the physical, what matters to me is that she loves me and is happy by my side. A smile formed on Aizu's face. If you're done, I'll ask you to leave, please. You're making a mistake Issei, I'm trying to do something good for you. You do this for yourself. There was nothing more to say when Goru and Miki left the office of the man who was their son. Thank you for defending me. Aizu remained silent when she received a kiss on her forehead from the man she loves, and even though it wasn't on the lips she felt happy that he cared about her. I'm sorry, I got you excited thinking it would be on my lips. Aizu hugged Issei, to which the brown-haired man did the same. Don't worry, at least I know I'm important in your life. Of course you are my fiancé, I must accept it now. We must go, I know the Citri, and they are very demanding regarding punctuality. Both were preparing to go on the motorcycle towards the Citri mansion. They had already arrived at their destination and were attended to by a maid who guided them to the Citri room. Issei and a guest have arrived, my lord. Oh thank you, you can leave, and with that said the maid left. It's a pleasure to see you Kolego-san, Mineru-san. As respectful as always Ice-kun, but you know you can say no Oka-san and Odo-san. It would feel weird after a long time to tell him like that. Don't worry boy, I wouldn't be upset, and you, dear. No way, dear. Well, as I told you, as you know, your grandfather was a great help to my hospital and a great friend. And I must repay my debt with the promise I made him. Promise? Without warning, Sona entered the room. Did you talk to me, father? Oh, Issei, I didn't know you arrived. What's going on here? That's what I'm asking. Wait, this is it. That's right Issei, the promise I made to your grandfather is a marriage between my daughter and you. This left Sona, Aizu and Issei himself surprised. The marriage. Chapter 4. Marriage? No, go away. What are you surprised about, son? From what I see, your companion is your partner. Issei and Aizu were surprised by what was said. How do you know that? I didn't know that, you just confirmed it to me. He had fallen for that trick again, he knew that Issei couldn't lie to him. But, are you sure about this? Believe me Issei, part of me doesn't reject you marrying my daughter, but I want her to be happy and I trust that you will take care of her, said the eldest Citri, while patting the brown-haired man's shoulder. Please promise me that you will take care of her. Mr. Citri, I've already told you that you can call me Odo-san. Blues is already the third time he mentions it. And you still don't understand, well I'll leave you two alone for a while, come on honey. Yes my love, the matriarch Citri would arrive with her daughter. You can daughter, don't get nervous, she whispered to him and then left with her husband. Nobody spoke, it was an awkward silence, the glances were immediate, the tension between Aizu and Sona was felt. Issei was thinking the situation in detail, he didn't know whether to thank his grandfather or curse him for what is happening now. So. Very well played Citri, I saw it coming, but I didn't think it would be so soon. Jealous. In love, everything is fair and I will not be left behind. Jealous me, you could win this time, but I'm the one who will get married first. And whoever decided that, I will be the first to marry him. What do I do now? Issei tells Sona that I will be the one who gets married first. No, he will say that I got married first. Well, the truth is, what do? I need help. At that moment I received a call from Azazel. Azazel, you are my savior, allow me a moment. Well, today. Okay, I'll just go out of curiosity, goodbye. I end the call. Azazel? I ask. If I'm going out with him to a party that the Aigers planned. Party, they both said. Well, Azazel said that every year the great families, 2 of them, organize a party to discuss matters or present their heirs, and this year it was the Hager's turn, and they ask for my assistance. Well then we have to get ready, I'll wear something nice. No, Aizu, you will stay in the house. Ha. That's because I'll go with him, the student council president said mockingly. It doesn't sound right, this is a matter that concerns me. But you and I are a couple, we are supposed to support each other. Blues Aizu, but this time I want to do this alone. But. Without warning, Issei hugged the girl. Trust me this time, and then gave him a short kiss. I don't want to ruin the moment, but here I am still, said the brunette a little annoyed. Sorry, Sona, talking about you. You'll still be living here, right? Don't worry about that, my father already took care of that. Huh. I'm going to live with you, isn't that good news? At what point was it decided? Before you arrived, your father might have known. That damn guy who has the most to hide from me. Europe. Hunting. Honey, are you feeling okay? Yes, someone must be speaking well of me. It's probably Issei wishing you luck. Back with Issei. Okay, everything is arranged, Aizu will tell you where you will sleep. Hi Ice-kun, said Sona, and then gave him a kiss that took Issei by surprise. There will be more when we are alone. She finished saying to enter her house. Well, we have to go, Aizu. At night. The Aigers' residence. The chestnut tree and Azazel were arriving at the party. Well, a little late, it's not like it's interesting. Are you not a fan of parties? When I was 5 years old, my parents brought me and humiliated me in front of everyone until my grandfather and Odo-san came to rescue me. This time may be different. I doubt it, they are looking for power, and with the large income they have, Hidden Intelligence will do everything possible for an alliance. I'd like some wine, Issei-sama, said one of the waiters. No, thanks, I'm not a fan of alcoholic beverages. Welcome to this great party, please, as everyone should know this year the big surprise was knowing that Hidden Intelligence has a new president, said a blonde man a little old, like about 40 years old. And also present my daughter Sekiryuutei Aigers as the heirs of Aigers Corps. Please enjoy the party. After giving his speech, everyone had gone their own way. Oh, what a surprise. Issei Hiden, it's a pleasure to have you here. Not for me. How graceful, Issei. I'll ask you not to call me so friendly. Said the Hiden seriously. Sorry, Issei Hiden, it won't happen again. Everything was seen by Sekiryuutei, who was with her mother. Daughter, are you really sure you want to do this? Mother, I know what I'm doing, and after it turns out right, I'll be able to do it on the side. I have a bad feeling. Okay, it's time to get started. The party was going on normally, chatting with a few families. Issei was getting bored, avoiding everyone, not because he was rude, but because he already knew their intentions. They weren't after him for who he is. They were after his money, his company. Everyone wanted to own Hidden Intelligence. I should have stayed with Aizu and Sona. A drink, sir? No, can you bring me some water, please? Yes, sir, I'll bring it to you right away. The waiter had gone to get some water and was about to leave when he was stopped by someone. Aigers-sama. Don't worry, I'll give the water to our guest, he said, taking the glass. Now I finish saying when he put a little powder in the water without anyone noticing. I had arrived with the chestnut tree. Here you go. Thank you very much, taking the glass and starting to drink. Wow, it fell well to me, but I have to go. It's a shame because he doesn't spend the night here. No, that would be annoying. I insist you come with me. They both went to a room. Issei was laid down while the woman just watched him. Don't get excited, dear, whispered the girl. Then she locked the door and began to undress him, leaving him only in his underwear, as well as the girl, both covering themselves. Tomorrow you will only think that you had Hex, and my plan will continue in motion. So the girl fell asleep next to the chestnut tree. Damn, Issei, you left me forgotten. The bicolor said angrily, leaving the place towards his house. Dear, where is Sekiryuutei? She went to sleep and said she felt tired. Oh, I hope that's okay. What I have to do to follow his plan. Chapter 5. Azazel Department. Saturday morning, I don't have to worry today. Issei is free from school so he can do it alone, but should I feel bad for leaving him with so much work? Yes, I'm fine with that. Those were the thoughts of the bicolor who found himself like a pig in a mud puddle, turning from one side to the other. Talk. 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 Seriously, at this hour maybe if I ignore them they'll go away. Talk. 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 Don't buck with me, today is a day for me, it must be Movistar who knows I don't want to change, he said as he headed for the door. Who is it? I have a knife in my hand. Talk. 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 They knocked on the door louder. Damn, they sound like witnesses. I finished saying to quickly open the door. Who the hell is Issei? What are you doing here, really? Azazel is a long story, well a bit short, I can pass. The adult stepped aside, letting the brown-haired man pass. How long has it been since you cleaned here? He said, covering his nose. You didn't come specifically to criticize my department, so tell me what the hell did you do? And why did you leave me yesterday? Well, what really happened was. Anisha flashback. It was a beautiful morning, but for Issei, who had a headache from drinking only water, he seriously promised to check next time if the water didn't have something in it. He got out of bed and headed to the bathroom, he proceeded to wash his face, but something caught his attention, his bathroom looked different. Wait a minute, this isn't my bathroom, and it's not my house either. Without making a noise he walked towards the bed, realizing that there was a figure covered with the sheets. Damn, please let's just have some pillows. When he slowly lifted the sheets he found someone, the one who brought me is taking me, okay let's think, and if she was wrong, maybe she was tired, let's think positively if maybe he looked at himself, realizing that he was in his underwear, I'm dead, booking dead. Issei was feeling sick, his mind trying to remember what he did yesterday. He couldn't believe he slept with Sekiryuutei, but what if they didn't? There was a 10% chance it was true. I should go check my cell phone, it's discharged, but my clothes are still here, I can't go all dirty. Aizu would start to suspect along with Sona, he proceeded to carefully leave through the window, luckily for him there was no one outside, thank God, now be careful, he had stepped wrong and fell on his back on the grass but no one from the Aizu's mansion listened. End of flashback. Azazel was processing what his nephew told him, on the one hand, thinking about how that news would affect Hiden intelligence, whether it would be an alliance with the Aizu's, something they don't want because of their conditions, and on the other hand, how lucky he is to now have another beauty in his harem. Ueno looks on the bright side trying to reassure his nephew. Where the hell is there a positive side? That you will have another beauty in your harem. This is serious and you come out with that nonsense. Okay, calm down. We'll find a solution. Maybe we'll talk to her and come to an agreement. But tell me Issei, if I were pregnant, would you ask me to abort the baby? That took the brown-haired boy by surprise, he wouldn't kill an innocent person because of his carelessness. Of course not, I would keep him in custody and take care of him just like Grandpa did with me, a small memory of Grandpa where they would go out to the park or take him to meetings outside of Japan and then go out to visit the place. First of all, go take a bath, you have to work without fail. But I don't have my clothes here. The two-tone man threw at him what looked like the clothes he was wearing, only the sweatshirt was blue. I have to ask why you have this and it's my size. Well, a cautious man is worth two, sorry always had to be right, at least he left me Issei's clothes in case he needs harassment. The brown-haired boy said nothing and went into the bathroom, but Azazel was receiving a call from an unknown number. Hello? Azazel, it's good that you're answering. Issei is with you. He didn't arrive yesterday and I was worried. Hey, don't worry, yes, your handsome husband is here with me. His cell phone ran out of battery and that's why he hasn't contacted you. What a relief, I'll wait until he wakes up. You don't think you should give him his space. But. I know you love him and everything, but also give him a break. So he doesn't think you're annoying. I understand. Don't be discouraged because you don't surprise him and prepare breakfast for him. We won't have time to have breakfast because we're late. But it's still too early. Yes, but as president he must be punctual. Oh that's right, well I'll make him something delicious. See you, tell him I love him. Bye. End of call. Who were you talking to? Said the brunette coming out of the bathroom already changed. Hey. With your beloved and future wife, I ask for you. It's true my cell phone has no battery. We have to go, wait for me outside. Sekiryutei's room. It's so cute sorry Issei, but I'm doing it for a good reason. The blonde said as she got ready to leave. Hiden intelligence. Issei and Azazel had arrived at their destination, being received by security showing their identification badge. I can't believe you have a car and you're the last one to arrive. Well there's another reason why your father says I'm not a good example for you. Yes, whatever you say. Well, I must go to my office. It felt weird to say it. Get used to it, it will be daily. So the chestnut-haired man entered his office and was surprised because his two fiancées were there. Before you scold me, my cell phone was off and I swear I was with Azazel. I understand, Ice-kun. Yes, I know you understand, huh? Do you understand? Of course, I must understand that there will be times when you will be busy and I, like you received a light elbow from the Citri, I'm sorry, we, as your wives, must understand you. The brown-haired boy approached her and hugged her. Thanks girls. Well you must be hungry, we prepared this breakfast for the three of us to enjoy, smiled Sona. They wouldn't have bothered to do it. What kind of wife does not feed her husband? But when they were about to start tasting their food, the door was opened revealing a girl with blonde hair, glasses and a well-defined body that Sona recognized instantly. Oh what a surprise, Ice-kun. You, what are you doing here? I can't come to see the father of my future child. Father? Of? The? Future? Son? Aizu and Sona shouted. Swallow me earth, thought the chestnut tree. Chapter 6. This is a bad dream, I'll close my eyes, then I'll open them and I'll appear in my room. The brown-haired boy closed his eyes and opened them again, realizing that it wasn't a dream, damn. I'm sure Sekiryuutei is fine. The blonde looked at the black-haired girl with green highlights and smiled at her. You must be Aizu, right? Then the rumors that Issei's fiancé showed up were true. I hope we get along well, Aizu-chan finished saying to shake Aizu's hand, to which the aforementioned shook it. Yes, we'll get along. The Gares. Oh. Sona, I was forgetting about you, my mistake, she said, giving an innocent smile. TSK. How are you? The silence fell instead. Because now that I was about to eat. What a good joke I played on them, you should have seen their faces. Hey. So you're not pregnant? The brunette spoke. Well, about that, I must say that I can be since you and I slept together, don't you remember, Issei-kun? Agare said flirtatiously. They went to sleep. Both girls said. You really forgot, Is-kun, you forgot how we kissed passionately and how I moaned your name. The truth is that I don't remember very well how it happened. Fufu, how bad you are, Issei-kun. I hope that when your child is born you don't forget him and that you wouldn't be labeled a bad father. How would that be reflected in Hiden intelligence? The boy was nervous, but he was sure that he would not dare to forget his son. The little one is not to blame for his mistakes. Wait a minute, but you need to take a pregnancy test to be sure. Ara, don't you trust me? We don't know each other very well, and the only thing I remember about you when we met was that you got mad at me even though I apologized. So I don't trust you either, the brunette finished seriously, surprising the three girls. Okay, you win, Issei-kun. I'll come in a month with the pregnancy test, as well as the test from the doctor. That seems fine to me. If there's nothing further to discuss, I should go. I have things to do. I was about to open the door when. Wait. Hey. What's going on? Your parents can't know this. Huh. I must deny to my parents that they will soon be grandparents and that I finally found the right man. How cruel, he said in a hurt manner. Okay, but in return I must ask for two things. He changed his tone of voice to a more serious one. Damn, you had something going on, but you think. Sona was interrupted. What are those conditions? Issei asked. Sekiryuutei smiled. I want you to give me 1 billion yen. Aizu almost choked on the rice in his mouth. Issei was surprised by the large sum of money he was asking for. Why does it surprise you? I mean, Hiden Intelligence is the largest company in Japan, so what I'm asking for isn't that much. Okay, I accept your condition, and what would be the second one? I want you to pretend to be my boyfriend in front of my parents. You see, my father is desperate to find me a marriage partner as soon as possible, and I've been engaged to the worst man in the world. So if I introduce you, I'll be able to get rid of that idiot. I knew it, you don't just ask for money and lie, now you want to make it easy, thought Citri. Fine, I'll accept, but no one else besides you, Aizu, Sona and your parents will know about the fake relationship. We have a deal, Saicho. Yes, we have it. Tomorrow I will send you the money. Will you come or someone else? I'll send someone from the staff if you don't mind. Okay, then now if I have your permission I have to go. Goodbye my love, he said, making the brunette blush and bothering the two girls who were with him. After the visit of Agares, Aizu and Sona began to question the brown-haired boy who answered the questions with fear. Sona knew that Sekiryuutei was planning something and she would discover it no matter what, although she knew that if she lied it would hurt Issei, not because of Sekiryuutei, but because of what was supposedly inside the blonde. Agares' residence. The Agares had arrived at their home and were welcomed by the staff. Entering the room, his mother was reading and when his presence put aside her reading. Daughter, how good that you arrived. Where is my father? Oh, he must be in his office talking to the phoenixes. You know about your marriage. Perfect, I have some news you would like to hear. She was about to leave when she was stopped by her mother. It's about the Hiden boy, right? I accept your conditions. Yes, but he wants the relationship to remain a secret. Are you sure you want to continue with this plan? there are other ways. And which one to give me as a toy for that idiot razor? No mother, I made a decision and that's all. I finished saying to go see his father. Why did this have to happen, thought matriarch Aguirre as she placed her hand on her forehead. Mr. Aguirre's office. The blonde adult could be seen talking on the phone when he heard a knock on his door. We continued talking later, he hung up and then talked about it again. Go ahead. Opening the door giving way to Sekiryuutei. What a coincidence, daughter, I was talking to Kid about your wedding with her son, aren't you excited? N.A. Kid is Razor's father. Father, I have to talk to you about that matter, the blonde said seriously. Sekiryuutei, we've already talked about this. This opportunity benefits both of us. You'll have a good husband and Aguirre's corporation won't go bankrupt. And if there was a way to have someone better than the Phoenix. That took the patriarch Haggers by surprise. And who would be that someone better according to your daughter asked. I take interest in you. You'll tell me or I'll keep wasting my time on lies, he said with a little anger. Don't worry, but I want you to postpone the wedding. I'll introduce you on Wednesday afternoon. Just because it's you, but if it turns out to be a lie, believe me, no one will save you and you'll marry Razor and you won't have any say. You understand? Yes, father. But that said he left and when he came out he found his mother next to the door. Mother, you still get along well with that doctor. The mother could only nod. You can ask her for a small favor and for it to be for next week please. He left without letting his mother speak. Chapter 7. Hidden Intelligence. After discussing the Aguirre's issue, the girl is left without looking or saying a word to the brunette. Well, they have a right to be angry. The chestnut-haired man remained in his job as president, overseeing the paperwork and proposals. But he noticed one report missing, and it was Goro's. From what he knew, it wasn't very common to see his ex-father's work. His father, Soryo, was the one who ended up doing it at his father's request. I'll have to take action on this, thought the chestnut tree. Azazel, tell Mr. Hyodo to come to my office please. As Saicho ordered, the communication was cut off. Outside the office. Azazel listened and went in search of the Hyodo, and when he found him he noticed that he was asleep. Wake up lazy, the bicolor hit him on the head, which made Goro get up. Damn Azazel, what's wrong with you? Said the elder Hyodo angrily. The president is waiting for you in his office. What? Do you see another idiot called Goro here? Yes, you and hurry up. The Hyodo got up and went to his boss's office. He's probably coming to apologize or better yet, he'll give me the position of president, thought Goro standing in front of the door and when he opened it, you called me Issei. I'll ask you not to call me so friendly when you're here, said the brown-haired man seriously, without stopping looking at the reports. Please we are family said the Hyodo. Besides, you're too young for me to call you president. What does this license plate say? He said, showing her the license plate with his name and position. Issei Hiden, president of Hiden Intelligence, finished the adult. Then don't talk like that again, Mr. Hyodo. Oh son, he couldn't finish speaking when Issei looked at him, those eyes didn't show joy, but seriousness that made Hyodo nervous. Sorry President Hiden. It won't happen again. I hope so. And why have I been called, I asked Goro. I'm reviewing some reports from last month and this one and I haven't seen any of yours. What's the reason for this, Mr. Hyodo? Well the truth is that. Don't you want to stay here? Because if that's the case, you can retire. You'd only collect your last paycheck. No, President, that's not it. Then you leave it easy, I want those reports by Monday first thing in the morning and if they're not ready, go take your things because I won't allow irresponsible people here. I understand, Hiden finished saying without showing any emotion, joking. Yes, President, I will bring them to you on Monday without fail. You may very well retire. Thank you very much, without further ado, Hyodo left the office, being seen by a mocking smile from Azazel. Damn how dare he, you'll pay for this, enjoy it for now Issei. Without realizing it, someone known to him and Issei passed by. Issei is here, sorry President Issei. It just happens once. The figure arrived at the office and opened it without even knocking to ask permission. Azazel, I told you to knock on the door. You have a lot of fame, little brother. The brown-haired boy recognized the voice and looked up, finding his older brother. Hido. The same, so you're busy, President. Just a little, something happens. I would like to ask you a favor, well too. Seriously today everyone asks for two things. Then you tell me why that is, then you will help me. Okay, tell me what you want. I would like to ask you for a job here. BFFF, what? Your dad doesn't give you your allowance anymore, he said, trying not to laugh. Very funny, would you give me a job or not? For now it's not like I'll accept, but there is a position that would be personal. And that would be it. Be my bodyguard. Wait, you can't take care of yourself yet. Shut up, it's not just for me, but also for Aizu and Sona. Oh, I see, okay, I accept. And what is the second one? The place to live. What happened at your house? Well, I can't stand Dad with his complaints about not being the president of this and things like that. As always planning things and I have to solve them. Well, your lucky grandpa has a house not far from here, only it's close to the Gremory mansion. Don't buck with me, little brother. Add or leave the country, but what's the point of being my bodyguard if you'll be far away? Why did Grandpa have to build a house there? When you told me that you were engaged to Rias. Grandpa was thinking of getting me engaged to her, but he heard what your father did. He dropped that proposal. That house was mine anyway if I married Rias. Seriously, I should have been the one in your place, don't believe I'm fine like this. And I'm happy not to marry her, so you accept the house or not? Okay, I'll take it, said the Hyodo resignedly. Perfect, come to my house tomorrow and I'll give you the keys. Yes, and will you tell me what happened now? Kaido asked. What are you talking about? Please Issei, I always see Aizu with you, it seems strange to me that he is not there. To make things shorter, Sekiryuutei came and said she was pregnant and the child was mine, although it was doubtful, so I asked her to take a pregnancy test and she would come back in a month. Wow, I can't believe it, I thought you would do it with Aizu or Sona, but with the Ice Queen I must congratulate you, you achieved what many pubescents couldn't. Don't worry, I didn't sleep with her, or maybe I did. I can't remember what happened either. I just know that I woke up in my underwear with her. So yes, there was a third one, you're really forming your harem, and to think that only happens in an anime, and it's Ryoji's wet dream. Well, we've talked a lot about me, how are you? Has Rias talked to you? No, since he found out that the old man was not elected president, his brother came to see him and told him that the wedding was cancelled and he just insulted me, I don't know why. Well, at least you're free now, Professor Yoko has a chance. You'll continue with that, he said annoyed. Hey, you have to admit that he has his thing, he may be older, but he's worth it. Do you think I don't see the looks he gives you? I'm not going to deny that she's beautiful but. There are no buts, you also want to be with her. Kaido didn't answer because he knew he was right. Well, I must continue with my work. From now on, it will be my headache. Then I'm leaving, boss. By the way, if you're serious about her, use protection. I don't want to be an uncle yet. Shut up, he said while blushing. I'm leaving before you keep thinking about Yoko-sensei. Kaido quickly left his brother's office. He may be serious, but he's easy to annoy. Let's get on with the job, he finished to follow his paperwork. Chapter 8. Ugh. I want to go now, said the brown-haired man with a downcast look. I'm having doubts about this. It was already night and the brown-haired boy was still at the Hiden intelligence facilities. If he asked if the girls were with him, let me tell you no. They were still upset with him, although Issei didn't say anything about Aizu since she, apart from being his fiancée, is his assistant, but he let it go. Not a single message. I hate my life, already depressed, I've thrown myself to the ground. Now where will I sleep? Maybe in that luxurious hotel, well, I can treat myself. After thinking about it, he decided to go to that hotel, of course, finishing his work as president. Already out of the place he headed towards the hotel. After all, it wasn't that far from his work. When he arrived he realized the height of the hotel. Ignore Futuro and pretend it's already night. Sugoi. It's big, well, let's see if there are rooms available. Without realizing it, in front of him was a red-haired girl, a little chubby but perfect, but he was stopped by someone. Hey, what are you looking at my sister? Are you some kind of stalker? Hey. What are you talking about? I just came to. Take it true. What? Come on kid, excuse my sister, she's a bit overprotective, said a girl with short pink hair. I would like to continue talking, but I must register. And so the chestnut continued on his way until he reached the one who was serving. Good evening, welcome to the Nakamura Hotel, said the girl. Good evening, I would like a room please. Right away, your name? Hiden Issei. Wait a minute, you are the president of Hidden Intelligence, he said, trying to contain his emotion that was heard by the Nakano. Yes, it's me. It's a pleasure to have you here, Hiden-sama. Please only Issei, the Sama makes me feel old, said the brown-haired boy nervously. Whatever you say, Issei, there's a room on the top floor at number 500. Pay by card or cash. But the card, he said, taking out the card and handing it to the lady. Well, here is your key, he said, handing her the key and card. Have a great stay. Thank you very much, I was about to leave when. Excuse me. And? If it's not too much trouble, could I take a picture with you? He said, taking out his cell phone. Of course, no problem. He approached the girl to take the photo. Done, thank you very much. You're welcome, the brown-haired boy headed to the elevator, but he was followed by the girls from a while ago. Now I'm being harassed. No, we live here, said Nino with a blush. Arriving at the top floor, Issei realized that they were his neighbors. But before leaving a man came out and they looked at each other, but the first to speak was Issei. Mr. Sitri. Sitri? Huh. You must be confusing me with my brother Levi Sitri, but it seems you don't remember me. I'm Ero Nakano. Nakano? Honey, what's going on? Ichika and Nino haven't arrived yet. A red-haired woman entered the scene and looked at the boy. Oh, Issei, look how tall you are. Rina-sensei. Sensei? Oka-san, do you know this boy? Asked a red-headed girl. Yes, I was her private teacher, but I must say that my classes were successful, right Issei, or should I say President Issei, said the Nakano matriarch with a smile. What's up? A girl with a green bow came out next to a brunette girl with headphones. Hey. There are 5 of them the same, wait a minute, you are. That's right, we are quintuplets, said the 5. Quintuplets? Quintillions. The boy fainted at such news, he thought that it only happened in mangas or in his imagination. Honey, can you take it inside? Of course. We killed him. Just fainted, don't exaggerate. Well now we have to wait for him to wake up. Here, you should put 1 more plate. And? This dinner will be interesting, said Mr. Nakano. Chapter 9. After fainting, the brunette was slowly opening his eyes and could smell something delicious. That smell already made me hungry, but in front of him there was someone with short hair and a bow adorning his head. President Hiden, it's good that you woke up. Just tell me Issei, hey, by the way, I had a weird dream. I dreamed there were 5 of you, how crazy, right? Shy Rio, the one with the bun, making the brunette feel strange. That's so funny. It wasn't a dream, the president turned around and found the 4 missing sisters. So if it's true you. Yes, we are quintuplets. My name Ichika Nakano. Nino Nakano. Miku Nakano. Itsuki Nakano. And I am Yatsuba Nakano. It can't be, Issei thinks. Oh, you woke up Ice-kun. The matriarch Nakano made an appearance coming with the food. Rina-sensei. Ice-kun, I'm not your sensei anymore, you can just call me Rina. Then Rina-san. Well, we've made a little progress, please join us. No, I want to be a nuisance. Of course I must not know my niece's boyfriend well. Moru Nakano spoke, who sat in the main part. They. Let's go, President Hiden, said Yatsuba as she sat him down and stood next to him. Yatsuba, just tell me Issei, we are the same age. It's true, and tell me Ice-kun, how does it feel to be president? This time Ichika spoke. Well, I'm still the one to tell you how it feels since today is just my first day as president. I see. And tell me Ice-kun, was it difficult for you on your first day? The truth is that it felt normal for the first day and well, just an inconvenience with the employees. Oh, you must be someone who takes his roles seriously, said the black-haired man. If my work. Perfect. By the way Ice-kun, tell me, have you received marriage proposals? I mean, being the president means having alliances through marriage. Well, up to now, yes, but it was an arranged marriage that I accepted. I see my brother-in-law chose his son-in-law very well. Well, it's not the only couple I have. What? Rather, I have 2. 2 couples, that is possible. Well, that type of relationship exists in other countries, and here we are close to accepting that type of relationship. Hiden, how handsome, said Nakano's mother flirtatiously. And they have already decided on the wedding date. Well, that is still under discussion, perhaps after we finish our studies. I hope to be invited. Of course I hope to see you there, Rina-san. You know Issei, I hope you take good care of Sona, because you wouldn't want to see me angry, he said, looking at the brown-haired man. I don't know, worry, that's why the president spoke nervously. Okay, calm down, darling, Ice-kun wouldn't dare hurt Sona, said the red-head, while taking her husband's hand. Well, I should go now. Yes, tomorrow I'll be doing some things, he said as he approached the door. So soon? If I should rest for tomorrow. The spirit was leaving the room when he was arrested. I hope we see each other again, Ice-kun. Yes, it will be for the next, Rina-san. So the brown-haired boy left the place on his way to his room, where he didn't hesitate to throw himself onto the bed, forgetting to take off his sneakers. The next morning. Sunday, a beloved day for many who would rest, or so they hope, before Monday arrives to start the busy week. While in a hotel, the president of Hidden Intelligence was sleeping peacefully. Nothing would wake him, or so he thought. Rumbling, it's coming. Rumbling. Beware. Coming for you. His cell phone was receiving a call, so the resigned brown-haired man picked it up to see who it was. When he saw the name, he had no choice but to answer. You are talking to Issei. Hiden's phone. He can't answer you right now. Please leave your message. Haha, very funny. It's too early to bother, said the tired brown-haired boy. Issei, it's already noon. What? It's already noon, deaf. I heard it. Well, wait for me there at my house. I'm inside your house. Who let you in? Weak. I see, well, I'll be there in half an hour. End of call. Hidden residence. So he just got up. Yes, he'll be back in 30 minutes, said the older brother carelessly. I see, said Sona as she returned to her reading. The silence fell at this moment. Kaido didn't like these moments, he thought they were a waste of time. If you let them do it, they'll stay the same. Just stop being difficult. Then they will continue fighting. You don't understand. Understand that they are like this because according to Ageres, she could be pregnant. Please, if Aizu could accept you so that they could share Issei, it would be too much of a problem with a third party. I know it may be like that, but I feel like she has another purpose. And that would be it. Make Issei her fiancé. With it the Phoenix will have no choice but to break the marriage they had with Razor and take some money so that Ageres Corporation can stay among the famous industries of Japan. Don't you think they're rushing into all this? Kaido said as he processed the information. We are sure that it is like that. And if at the end of it all she ends up madly in love like you. Well the one with glasses stammered. But before they could continue they were interrupted because the door was opened, revealing the brunette with the same clothes he was wearing yesterday. I'm here. But without warning, their partners have left the place to go to their rooms and I still have to fix the problem. So. Yes, wait for me here. The brown-haired man went to the office that belonged to his grandfather and searched among the drawers for the key until he found it, returning with his brother. Here it is, he said, giving him the key. Thank you very much, you saved me. I'll take the keys. Well, I have to go. And your things? Don't worry, some friends helped me early. I see, then take care, see you tomorrow. Of course, boss, he said jokingly. Outside my church. Kaido listened and left the Hiden residence and headed to his new home. Well, now I must talk to them. The brown-haired man went to the rooms, knocking on each one but receiving no answers, so he went to plan B. Opening the doors with the key. It's good that I have them like that. He started opening the doors, starting with Aizu's, who was about to leave, but in a quick movement, he picked her up and took her to his room where he quickly left, leaving the girl locked up. Issei-sama. This is bad. Then remind me, now there's one left. He went to Sona's room, who miraculously didn't run and let the brunette carry her, but she still kept her serious look. Arriving at the boy's room he left her on his bed while he stood up. Before you speak, you were conscious when the Sekiryuutei thing happened. No. So you're sure she's pregnant? Well, being half naked in the same bed makes me think about it. Issei, and if it really is a lie, Aizu speaks this time. She wouldn't be able to do it. I know I don't know her at all, and I want to trust her. You know you're so. Well. No, so stupid. The kick in the groin hurt less. You know, I'll trust you. Well, we'll trust you, but we'll still be alert just in case. At least you trust me. Immediately afterward, the brown-haired man hugged both girls. Forgive me for trying to hide it from you. We'll forgive you if you promise us a date, which of course I'll go to first. Wait there, Citri, because in this case you will be the first, in any case it will be me. But I will be the first. No, but he wants to go on a date with me. And if it's better with both, said the president trying to calm his fiancés. The pair thought about it twice, and each time it was the only solution because the others involved an eternal discussion without end. It will be a date between the three of us. So now that everything is settled, what should we do? The truth is, I don't know. But without warning, they decided to watch some movies. Of course, Aizu was on the left side and Sona on the right. That's how it was until nightfall, and the three of them fell asleep in the living room. They would wake up early, though, since tomorrow would be a busy day for Issei. And this is where we come to an end. How are you? Did you like it? The problem was solved almost. Dinner with the Ageres is coming. Is the Ageres Phoenix wedding cancelled? Don't forget to give me a star. Comment. Follow me, optional. The new followers. And of course the greetings. Greetings up to here. See you in the double chapters before the end of March. This is the Issei show. Chapter 10. Monday morning, a new week begins for Issei Hiden, who was still asleep, but he wasn't the only one. He was being hugged by Aizu, but someone was missing. Exactly, Sona Citri, who was in her uniform, ready to wake them up. Issei, it's already late, wake up. It was the black-haired girl's shout that made the brunette wake up still sleepy. Hey. What time is it? 7:45 in the morning. Upon hearing that, he went out to his room without warning to take a shower and change as quickly as possible. You will tell him that this is not the time, Aizu said, this time heading to his room accompanied by Sona. Nah, I'll let him figure it out. After passing as quickly as possible, Issei left his room while putting on his shoes, but he noticed that both Aizu and Sona were not there. He began to look for them in the kitchen or the garage, but they were not there. When he was about to go to the room, they came out with Aizu already dressed. Well, we should go, he said, so they could go back to the garage and start the motorcycle to then go to the academy. The road was in complete silence until they finally arrived. Issei noticed something that had fooled him again. It drives me crazy. Language? You fooled me again, Sona. Well, I thought growing up would make you understand in time, but I was wrong. But there is something good in this. And what is that? The good habit of getting up early, said the one with glasses proudly. Yeah, whatever, I'll go ahead a little. Do you want me to carry your stuff, Aizu? Hey, thanks, Ice-kun. Without further ado, the girl handed him her bag and the brunette started his way to his classroom. But before he reached his destination, he was dragged by someone without being seen. No, wait, let's talk first before resorting to violence, or take the money, but without violence. Hey. What are you talking about? Sekiryuutei. I didn't know you had that taste. What, of course I don't do that, I just wanted to talk to you about something. Oh, and what is it? My parents are inviting you to lunch because they want to meet a better suitor than Razor. Wait, I'm supposed to. Yes, no one should know, but only they will know about the false relationship, and as for the rest, no one knows yet. I understand, regarding going it has to be today. Yes, today I really need you to come. Okay, I'll go. Okay then, see you after class, she said, ready to leave, but she was stopped because the brunette took her hand. Issei. Without warning, he kissed her on the cheek and left at full speed, but him? Why? Ah, forget it, we shouldn't fall in love. After that brief moment, the blonde went to her classroom while the brunette was already in his respective classroom, wondering if he did the right thing by giving that kiss to Sekiryuutei. Well, at least it seems real, thought the boy while he felt alone since he was the only one there. Next time, he will ignore Sona. As the minutes passed, the others arrived little by little until the place was filled with students, and finally Aizu arrived and sat next to me. The class went by as normal as possible until Sona arrived with the vice president to give us the news that in 2 months the school festival would take place where each classroom would have to choose a style, whether it be a haunted house, maid cafe or training, and finally a music contest where the winner would receive whatever they wanted, of course, within the institution. Rest. Issei narrates. Finally I rest now that I remember I haven't eaten anything. I should buy something, even if it's just a juice. I headed towards a vending machine that the academy had, grateful that they had what I was looking for. But before I could make my purchase, someone tapped me on the shoulder. No, seriously, take my wallet, I said as I took out my wallet. What? No, wait, that's not why I'm here. Ido, seriously, today everyone makes me think that I'm going to get mugged and maybe, just maybe, it will happen to me. Whatever you say, you will participate in the music contest. Honestly, no, I'm not a big fan of that. Then do me a favor. And? Which? Participate with me. Haha, seriously, you will participate. And? Wait, let me guess, if you win you ask them to accept your sensei-student relationship between you and Yoko-sensei. Of course not, and we are not in a relationship. You know, one of these days I'll find them doing their things. Believe me, I'll be screwing you over your whole life. Oh, you're threatening me, he said as he approached his brother. They both looked at each other without saying anything, but it didn't last long because they laughed. Okay, I'll help you. It's not like I care about the contest. Okay, then I'll tell you the song. Please don't be embarrassing. Don't worry, we'll see each other later. Wait. I must ask you to accompany Aizu to Hidden Intelligence after school. Something wrong? Sekiryuutei's parents want to meet their daughter's boyfriend. And that's where you come in. Yes, I hope there are no problems. Well, knowing you, you'll get nervous. You don't help much. That's motivation, I tell you that you will get nervous and you will show that you are not nervous. Whatever, we should go soon, break is over. If we see each other later. Narapov. Both went to their respective classrooms where the class took place, and at the end of all the classes, the brown-haired boy told Aizu that he would be attending to a matter with someone, something that she already knew perfectly well. The girl headed towards the car that would take him to his workplace, accompanied by Kaido, Sona, because he has matters in the student council, and for those reasons he could not go with them, but he would wait for them at home. After Aizu and Kaido left, the brown-haired boy waited for the blonde who was surprised to see him. What are you doing here? He left me my car, you invited me to stay longer, right? Yes, but I thought you would arrive partway. Well, I wanted to wait for my girlfriend. Let's go before someone else sees us, we'll go in a moment. On my motorcycle, the brunette and the blonde went to where their transport was. Okay, let's go. Get on. Issei was already there. It was just a matter of Sekiryuutei getting on. Please don't go so fast. He then got on the motorcycle and put on his helmet. You should put it on too. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I mean it, put it on. Seek. I won't repeat it again, the president listened and put on his helmet, to which the Agers smiled victoriously, you must take care of yourself. Yes, I will keep that in mind. Why did I say that? We'll go somewhere to change so I don't arrive like this. Okay. They started their way until they reached the place where Issei quickly changed, but he didn't count on the fact that when he took off his shirt, the blonde would notice how marked he was, making her think about unholy things. After that they arrived at the Aguirre's house, where they were received by their servants, who took them to the main room where the Aguirre's parents were, who noticed the boy and were surprised. "Father, yesterday you asked me who that person was that I fell in love with. Well, let me introduce him to you. You already know him, but even so, he is Issei Hiden, the person that I fell in love with." Chapter 11. I must say you've surprised me, my daughter. When you mentioned someone important to me, I thought of a joke, like asking if you'd marry Razor. How wrong I was. "It's a pleasure to have you here, Issei-kun," said Matriarch Aguirre. "The pleasure is mine. And what are we waiting for? You must be hungry, please come in." So the four of them headed to the dining room, where of course the food was ready and there was plenty of it. The brown-haired man sat down next to his fiancée and they began to enjoy the food. "And tell me, Issei, when did this love happen between my daughter and you?" "Well, the truth is that when we were children, she approached me to talk. At that time, no one would hang out with me because of the lies my supposed parents told me about me. But when we were about to continue our friendship, my grandfather decided to push me away. Until now, when I was named president, regarding why we didn't announce it, it was because there would be no shortage of criticism that you offered your daughter or things like that. And when I heard about your engagement, she looked me up and we decided to make our relationship official. That's why I came here for your daughter's hand." After saying those words, Aguirre was surprised. She thought he would get nervous and ruin everything, but he seemed determined in his words. He was a self-confident man who wasn't afraid of anything. She was starting to feel bad for trying to make him believe that she was pregnant and that she still wanted to be a part of his life, even if that meant leaving aside her last name Aguirre and what could be hers. "So now I see that someone has thawed my daughter's cold heart. You are someone amazing, Hiden. Okay, you can be sure that I won't have any problems with you two being a couple. And what do you say, dear? I'm happy for you, daughter, and please Issei-kun, take care of my daughter. Don't worry, you're safe with me, I assure you." So after that conversation, the chestnut had to leave to attend to matters related to Hiden intelligence, something that somehow made the Aguirre's heiress feel sad, as she wanted to continue with the Hiden. "Please be careful on your way back." "Don't worry, I'll be fine," he said, giving her a smile that made the blonde blush. "Well, it's time to go." "Wait. Hey. Is something wrong, Sekiryuutei-san?" Without defending himself for acting quickly, the girl gave him a kiss on the cheek, something that made the boy blush deeply. "Sekiryuutei-san. Consider it my revenge for what happened at the academy," he said, winking at her. "Then you must go, the company cannot be without its president." "Yes, see you later. If you feel any pain, don't hesitate to talk to me, I'll come right away, okay?" "Okay, my husband," said the blonde Aguirre, smiling. Without anything else to say, the brunette started driving towards his work. Once the girl lost sight of him, he quickly entered her room. "What's wrong with me? Why? I'm not supposed to fall in love, but he's so cute, doing this damn plan would destroy him og. Because damn." 1 month later. After that dinner Issei had with the Aguirre's family, he has kept in touch with the Aguirres, something that Sona still suspected that her pregnancy was a lie. But Issei looked so excited to find out he's going to be a father, and the blonde was also spending time with him at the Hiden house, at Kuo Academy and at Hiden Intelligence. As for what happened with the marriage that would be between Aguirre's Phoenix, it was cancelled because when he saw that his daughter was happy with someone who loved her as she was, the patriarch Aguirre's did not care about cutting off his friendship with the Phoenix. The day would also be the day that Sekiryuutei would take Issei the tests about her pregnancy, but she felt insecure and didn't want to ruin a beautiful moment she had with Issei. At first, she thought about using it. After meeting him, she doubted continuing with the plan. Entering the presidential office, Sekiryuutei entered, meeting the brown-haired boy along with Aizu, who turned to look at her, but it was Issei who spoke. "See-chan, what a surprise, is something wrong?" The blonde showed the folder and the brunette understood perfectly. "Oh, that, of course you would give it to me," he said to extend his hand, and it was handed to me by the girl. The Hiden opened the folder, and when he saw the result, he turned to look at the Aguirres again. "See-chan, you." Chapter 12. "Sekiryuutei, you are," she said, still looking at the document. "Pregnant? Aren't you happy, or is the reason how it happened?" "No, that's not it." "Or you don't want the baby to be born," said the blonde, looking down. "Hey, don't say that. The baby is not to blame for my carelessness. He will be born safe and sound." At the words the girl smiled, but inside she felt guilty for what she was doing. "Then I must go." "It's better if you move to my house so you can have better care," said the brown-haired man. "I'll think about it," he finished saying, and then left the office, being seen by an adult who could get something. Moving on to the blonde Aguirres, what started out as a plan where a fake pregnancy to get money and cancel her engagement with Razor became something that wanted to change him. But why the change? Very simple, she fell in love with the chestnut Hiden, so why continue with the plan? Easy, her father found out about the plan and wanted to take advantage of it for his benefit since having a marriage between the two of them or having a child in between would provide a strong monetary income. And Sekiryuutei would firmly follow her father's orders because according to him, he did it for the good of the company despite being a lie. Regarding the other girls, well they already knew that she wasn't really pregnant, but they were surprised to know that despite having made a plan that was too low, she ended up falling in love with her man. At first they were against it, but later they accepted her and supported her in telling the truth to Issei. Sooner or later I'll tell him, but I'm afraid of what might happen, although I don't blame him. With my wonderful idea, who wouldn't get angry, damn it, he said as he returned home to get some things. Yes, she moved in with Issei and the girls during that month. The Gare's residence. Once home, the girl went to her room to get some clothes, although Issei initially offered to buy her new clothes so she wouldn't have to travel often, but although she accepted, there were still things she liked to use from home. I see you've arrived, daughter. It was the voice of her father who watched her carry some things in her suitcase, and how did it go? It went well, he was happy about the news. I hope to see her surprised face. That's good, okay, I have to do some things, take care of yourself, daughter. Without further ado, the older blonde left, leaving the girl alone. I thought about it and believe me, I want her to say even more, I'll tell him the truth even if he hates me, Sekiryuutei thought determinedly and then left for what is becoming her new home. Hidden residence. At the entrance of the house Aizu was waiting for her, they get along well, unlike with Sona who is neither good nor bad, they already know things about serious people. Both went to the dining room meeting another person who also wore glasses. You arrived. If sitting in front of her. So about telling. I'll tell him after the festival. If you wait a moment you finally decided. I really don't want to lie to him, he's been good to me, I feel like a bitch for lying to him. Well at least I know that Issei-kun will understand. And if not, we will make him understand. Thank you for supporting me and also for that time, she said while rubbing her cheeks, making the other two girls laugh because when she told them that she really wasn't pregnant, they both slapped her, but then they talked about how to fix the problem. Well my father will talk to someone 100% trustworthy who will do the real test with the real result. Thank you. Hiden intelligence. In the chestnut's office a conversation was taking place that took the boy by surprise. So you got the heiress Agares pregnant, said the older chestnut tree. You know it's rude to listen to other people's conversations, Mr. Hyodo. Oh yes, but what a surprise that news would bring to the media. There's nothing wrong with that. I can say that we are in a relationship, something that is okay between couples to expect a baby. Also if you heard correctly, at no time did I deny that the baby she is expecting was mine. Well no you said it, but if you don't have anything better to do, go back to your job Mr. Hyodo or you'll be fired for trying to threaten me, said seriously the Hiden who made his ex-father leave the office. That idiot. Chapter 13. Hurry up Issei, we'll be late. Don't worry, we still have time, he said while looking at his watch. But we can leave earlier to take a look around the stalls they've set up, by the way, because you're not helping your group. Being president has many advantages, nah I just offered to give everything necessary and they would do wonders. It makes sense, he said as he headed for the door, but we still have to go. Remember that you will be participating in something. I was forgetting, now I'm nervous again. Did you practice it? Yes, I practiced it, but it's one thing to sing it without an audience and another to sing it with an audience present, the boy spoke nervously. Don't worry, I know you'll do well, win or lose, we'll be supporting you. Thanks, C-chan. Well, we should go. Hey. The brown-haired man headed to the garage where he took out his motorcycle but was stopped by someone. Issei. Let me drive. Let me think, of course not. But why? Let me remind you that you almost caused an accident with Sona, to which the blonde laughed a little for that time. Kamen Rider Universe X and I'm. The XD. I'm kind of proud of myself. Sekiryuutei, you tell yourself that all the time I speak Sona. Back to the normal world. But the argument lost, the girl got on the motorcycle and the couple headed to the Kuo Academy. Having reached his destination, the Hiden parked his motorcycle in a nearby place. Well, I think now you'll go with your group and I'll go with mine. Yes, we'll see each other later, but before the brunette left, he took him by the hand and, seeing that there was no one around, he kissed him. Something that the chestnut reciprocated, but they had to separate so that they would not be discovered. Without saying anything, Issei went his way as he was wondering whether to go look for his brother or see his group. But before he could think any further he was grabbed by the neck. How are you little brother? Ryoji. He said the same while squeezing his brother a little more. I heard that you were named president. I know he has a lot of experience, but I couldn't congratulate you. And hanging me is your congratulations, damn it. I think those idiots were wrong, my father must have been one. It caught me off guard, if it continues like this I'll run out of air. I'll have to make you give up on the bad one was leaving the Hiden almost breathless until. Ryoji Hyodo, release him immediately. A female voice was heard in the hallway. Sensei. Sensei. Let him go now, the woman said again, so that Hyodo would release his ex-brother. You will come with me now to talk about this behavior. It's Buyoko-sensei, said Issei, trying to catch his breath. Let it go. Hiro Hiden-kun. Please, I'm fine. You can leave, Ryoji. I hope I don't see you doing the same thing again next time. He won't let you go. DSK. Without further ado, the Hyodo left. Ice-kun, do you need something? Don't worry, I'm fine, he said, taking a breath. Thanks for arriving on time, sensei. Well, you should thank. It seems that luck is on your side, President Hiden. Someone Issei already knew spoke. Hido. I didn't think he would dare attack you. He's still resentful that Goru wasn't chosen. But the least. Eh? Well, he's jealous of what you've achieved. I mean, I would be jealous too, but I'm too lazy. Typical of you, he said, standing up. I have to go before something else happens, said the sensei, then gave the older Hyodo a quick kiss. We'll see each other later, dear. But what the hell just happened? Why her? You were right, Yoko-sensei and I are in a relationship. Does anyone else know? Only you. Wait, then you and she said while raising her eyebrows. No, we're not there yet. Marika whispered the brown-haired boy. Did you say something? I'm happy for you, I thought you would never dare. Yes, are you ready? I'm nervous. Don't worry, we'll be fine, I think. At least I'm not the only one. And what will you do now? I had planned to go look for you, but they stopped me in the process. I see, it's still early, you should see Aizu or Sona, although the student council hasn't stopped doing its job, so the most advisable thing would be Aizu. And you will surely see Yoko-sensei. Maybe yes, maybe no. I understand, see you later. Yes, don't forget. So the brothers took different paths. When he arrived at his group, it was an almost exact replica of a maid cafe. The boy just sat down at one of the tables waiting to be served. Nice to meet you, my name is Aizu Hiden, what can I offer you, master? The girl said, smiling at the president. The cappuccino please. Immediately, master. The maid left. She looks so beautiful, the Hiden said to himself. It didn't take even 2 minutes and they already had your order. Your master cappuccino, enjoy it. He smiled as he left but was taken by the hand. Huh? Is something wrong, master? In response, a note was handed to him. He turned back and read it. You look beautiful, Aizu. At. Hiden Issei's. The girl smiled at what was written and watched as her partner enjoyed the cappuccino. Point for me, thought Aizu. After a few hours, the time came that everyone was waiting for. The contest where the winner or winning team could ask for whatever they wanted. The beginning was normal with a group of girls starting the show. Then the other contestants started well, they weren't bad, even Issei was thinking that they wouldn't win. Surprisingly, arriving almost at the end was Ryoji's group, Undefeated, which they called themselves, and Ryoji almost made a mistake. And finally it was Hiden Hyodo's turn. The lights went out, but it was being illuminated by the light from the student cell phones. Banana. Orange. Pension. Familiar voices were heard. Lock on. Orange arms. Hanamichi on stage. Lock on. Come on. Banana arms. Night spear. The light illuminated 2 familiar people who were wearing a strange belt that some thought was strange and others knew it perfectly. Now this is our stage. Said the chestnut Hiden. Issei Kaido. Ortachi ga Saikyu no. Takarati nai reta to shite. Sono edo nai kono mi nai wa. Ana sekai itsuru no ka. Issei. Arasoi wa mata arasoi no te nakashi. Toki ga tatsumama kanashimi no mi wo sadateru. Kaido. Nijitai no nara or riba ai kono batoru wo. Rizu narabi kanao hodo amakunai. Issei. Arimo ga. Kaido. Gibbon ga. Issei. Motomaru. Issei Kaido. Mirai wo mezis. Ortachi ga Saikyu no. Takarati nai reta to shite. Sono edo nai kono mi nai wa. Ana sekai itsuru no deru. Issei. Daukyu dakai shiteku hodo nai. Kaido. Shihai suru hodo nai. Issei Kaido. Kawami escalation. Kaido. Hamadoi no suki nerware teru kodo kizakazu. Aoi kijitsu no mamanarabat suburityuk. Issei. Denkai wo mata korutabi fuin nai neru. Oko nai chikazuki dan amano ushinao. Kaido. Midora nai. Issei. Tamara nai. Kaido. Saigo nai. Kaido Issei. Hachi Nakoru maid. This world is sad. Awa no kagi wo akatara. Oritachi no anmei wa. Oko itsunagat yuku deru. Hido. Yabu wa Mosakit. Issei. Negai Governor. Issei Kaido. Takara Escalation Wow. Issei. Arimo Tadakariu Gaari. Hido. Arimo Tamaru Kodo wa Dekanai. Issei. Hajimeru. Hido. Musashi. Issei. Rance no. Issei Kaido. Unyu Kakyo. Issei. Orgaima Tinai Reta. Takara ga don Amano Demo. Hido. Aryori Mosaki wo Aiku. Bakutsu nai Kawari wa nai sa. Issei Kaido. Ortachi ga Saikyu no. Takara Tinai Reta to shite. Sono Edo nai Kono mi nai wa. Anasekai Itsuru no Deru. Issei. Daikyu Dakai Shiteku Hodo nai. Hido. Shihai Suru Hodo nai. Issei Kaido. Gawami Escalation. The song ended and with it the applause did not take long to come. The brothers thanked the public for their support and formed up with the other participants. At this point the public will decide who the winners are. What does the public say? Issei wa Kaido. 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 By public decision the winners are Issei Hiden and Kaido Hyodo. Hiden and Hyodo hugged each other for having won, but being seen with annoyance from a certain Hyodo. Ending the celebration, Kaido was the one who wanted to ask for something and no, it wasn't to make their relationship public, but rather he wanted to have a day off, something that was accessible to the academy. Although Sona did not agree, she was convinced by Aizu, who told her that since she was free, she could spend more time with Issei. The next morning. Hiden intelligence. The day had finally arrived. Sekiryuutei Agares would end the farce. It was all or nothing. She would tell the truth about her pregnancy. Tell me daughter, why did you call? I have something to say about my pregnancy. Something happened Si-chan. No, what happens is that I don't want to hide it anymore. Wait, you're not thinking Patriarch Hager's thought. Issei, the truth is that I'm not pregnant. Si-chan. Chapter 14. What are you saying? Si-chan laughed nervously. Issei is right daughter. It must be because of the changes you'll experience during pregnancy. Issei-sama just had to say sama knowing that it is something serious. But Sekiryuutei the proof you showed me. That document was falsified, another voice was made present. Levi-sama said to the brown-haired man towards the person who was entering his office. As I was saying, this proof was falsified, he said, showing the document in his left hand, and this is the true proof of Miss Agares, he said, handing another document to the brown-haired man. So? That's right, she's not pregnant, they're both still virgins, the Citri Patriarch spoke indifferently. Wait, how are you sure he's not lying? You doubt my results? Then let's do it the ordinary way, Sona handed over to the girl. La Citri searched in her bag for a pregnancy test that she gave to the Agares, so that later the blonde went to the bathroom. After half an hour she came out showing that she had indeed given only one line, implying that she was not pregnant. Agares-sama, did you know that? Asked the president. Aye. Answer me. That surprised those present, on one hand the girls because it was the second time he got angry, on the part of the Citri, because he had not seen him in that state, and because of the Agares he felt intimidated by that shout. Yes I knew about that. I want everyone to leave. Issei-sama. I said get out. I yell again for those who were there to start leaving. Damn. Out of office. After the tense moment, the girl with green tips was going to go back to see her fiancé, but was stopped by Sona, who made her understand that she should give the boy his space. So our work is over, we have to go Sekiryuutei. Seriously, he's calm after having lied about something delicate, he has no heart. Girl, sometimes you have to resort to some methods to get what you want. I don't know how someone like you can call themselves father. I won't continue listening to this conversation, we should go, Sekiryuutei, but the girl didn't pay attention. Sekiryuutei. No, father, you can go if you want, but I will face the problem. You really feel bad for him after all the plan was initially yours. I lose and I regret having done it, but during this past month he fell in love with me, and if I have to humiliate myself to be with him I will do it. Don't make me laugh, daughter, you're a joker, you must show superiority. Then I'll stop being an Agares. You. Patriarch Haggers was approaching when he was stopped by Azazel and Levi Citri. You'd better leave. We wouldn't want to use force on you. Fine, do what you want, but remember Sekiryuutei, you'll regret having stayed with him. Without further ado, Agares left. Don't worry, you've taken a weight off your shoulders by telling the truth, said Sona trying to cheer up her glasses-wearing companion. I don't want to ruin your self-esteem, but it's better if you include yourself Aizu. But the same. Calm down, that's what I'm here for. Kaido speaks. He also needs to think about everything that happened. It's okay, please take care of him, Kaido-kun. Leave it to me. After talking to Kaido, the girls and Citri left, letting time pass. As night fell, all the staff had left, leaving only the Hiden Hyodo brothers. As if that weren't enough, Hiden never left his office, something that worried his brother, who went to look for him to leave. I entered his office and found the brunette reviewing some papers. Something curious was that he was wearing dark glasses. He was crying, no doubt about it. Hey, it's time to go, it's too late, let's go. Go away, I'll be leaving soon, he replied while continuing to fill out the paperwork. Issei, you should rest too, tomorrow you can finish it. Ugh, okay, I'll drop you off. So the brothers headed to the vehicle that took the road to the Hyodo's house. After saying goodbye, the brown-haired man asked his driver for a favor, which took him by surprise, but he didn't question his request. Finishing his favor, he took him to the hotel where he had a room reserved, the usual one, said goodbye and proceeded to enter with a bag in hand. Arriving at his room, he entered to leave the bag on the table and began to take out what was in the bag, this being an intoxicating drink. He proceeded to drink, not caring that he knew it felt wrong to be cheated on like that. Why? Why do this to him? Did he really deserve it? Was he that stupid? Many questions were running through his head until in another fit of rage, he threw the bottle at the wall, shattering it into pieces. So, taking out another bottle, his cell phone started to ring, and when he looked at what it was he saw that he was being called by Aizu, but he ignored it by putting it on silent. After an hour I stopped receiving calls, there were a total of 67 missed calls from Aizu, Sona and Sekiryuutei. He still wasn't well. He wanted to be alone, to forget that it had happened, and to know that it was all a bad dream, and that when he woke up, no one had deceived him. That's what he wanted to happen. Without any more strength to continue, the brown-haired man fell into bed due to excess alcohol. God knows what will happen tomorrow. The next morning. The New Day and the Nakano sisters were about to leave when they noticed that the door next to them was half open, implying that Issei was there. So curiosity got the better of them, and they went to see what seemed to be a boy finished off by alcohol. Bottles were on the table and the bottle was broken. They decided not to continue checking, but when they were leaving their mothers intercepted them. So here they were. Oka-san. What were they doing there? Well, we saw the door half open, and curiosity got the better of us and we entered, that's all we saw beyond, said the eldest. You have half an hour to arrive. Yes. See you, Oka-san, said the five. Take care, it can't be that they didn't even close, but when they were about to close, the smell of alcohol made them come in to see if Issei was okay. Finding the same thing as her daughters, but what happened to get to this point? Ice-kun? The Nakano matriarch called without receiving an answer until she reached the room where she found the Hiden lying on the floor. We won. Chapter 15. After the Nakano matriarch found our president unconscious in his room, she proceeded to get some water to throw on him, instantly waking him up. Hey, what's up? The boy said, waking up and turning to look at the offending Rina-sensei. What are you doing here? I should ask you that, young man, you should be in class. Oh well, I feel sick to my stomach if that. You're bad at lying, Ice-kun said, standing up while picking up the bottles, so tell me, what's going on? It's nothing important really, the boy replied, his head down. If something's wrong, I've known you for 10 years and I can assure you it's not because of problems with the Hyodo, something happened in your relationship with Sona. Did she misinterpret something? Did she cheat on you? Or did you cheat on her? What? Of course not, I wouldn't be capable of that. That's right, you're easy to guess, so what is it? Sometimes I think that Grandpa made a mistake when he chose me as his successor and I think that I wouldn't have any problems with anyone because of that. Issei. Grandpa put a lot on me, I feel bad anyway for having believed that lie. What lie are you talking about? Sekiryuutei made me believe that she was pregnant and I foolishly believed her. And your solution was to get drunk? I thought that would kill me, but it didn't work. He couldn't continue as he received a slap from his sensei Rina-sensei. You think killing yourself would solve your problem, huh? You'd just cause another problem, you'd cause sadness for your father. Don't you think about those who are important to you? The Hiden could only lower his gaze as he reflected on the words of the elder, who was right, causing his death would get him nowhere. I'm sorry about that, hearing that from you hurts me. I may not be your mother, but I consider you special to me. And regarding problems, you shouldn't run away. Face them. As for the girl, although what she did was something low, you knew the reasons why she did it and if perhaps she was planning to tell you because she didn't fall in love with you. But she couldn't continue speaking because her cell phone started ringing. Azazel. What's going on? Wait, what? No, it's not true, I'll be there in a moment. I'll answer that later. She hung up to look at her sensei. I have to go. Goro again. Be careful. Don't worry, I'll be fine. By the way, thanks for the words. I needed motivation. Now I know I have to prove why Grandpa chose me. We're not seeing each other, Rina. Sensei. I finished saying, heading for the elevator. When the elevator opened he quickly looked for a taxi, which he quickly found by asking the driver to take him to Hiden Intelligence. Having reached his destination, the boy paid and left to enter his company, being received by the employees and security who returned the greeting in the same way. Heading to his office he proceeded to change before going to the meeting that would take place. Damn, next time I'll think twice before going out and also not drinking alcoholic beverages, he said putting on his jacket. Sekiryuutei fell in love with me, the boy thought as he left his office. Academia Kuo. Break time. Finding ourselves in the student council enjoying their bento, our president's girls were chatting away. Noticing that the blonde with glasses hadn't touched her food yet. Sekiryuutei-san. Is something wrong, Aizu-chan? Well, he's just been watching his food. Sorry, I don't feel well. Don't think too much about it, it's just a matter of talking to Issei. Sona-san is right. We must give him his space, hearing that news is not easy to assimilate. Although I would also like to know where he is. It shouldn't be far away. Hido. They all said at the same time. You must be in Hidden Intelligence, as you are about to start a meeting. The meeting, I was not notified. Because it was unexpected. And the topic to be discussed. Gojo wants Issei removed from office. Why? I still don't know the reasons. We should go. Don't worry, knowing him he has a plan for that. Hiden Intelligence. The Hiden was in the meeting room at the head of the table, while around him was the workforce, a silence that no one dared to break. Until someone came along. It seems that they are all, said the adult, I know this is sudden, but I'll get to the point, we cannot accept that Issei Hiden is the president of Hiden Intelligence. And what are the grounds for revoking it? One of the supervisors asked. Easy, his age, it's fine that someone who is only 18 years old can hold an important position, I don't believe it, apart from his marriage. That's enough Gojo. Let it continue. But Issei okay, continue. Thank you as I was saying, his marriage with Sona and Aizu, who by the way adds the heiress Agares, and also that she is expecting a child from him. TSK. Raise your hand if you agree to remove Issei's position. At that moment Gojo raised his hand while giving the brown-haired boy a mocking smile. The vow of Azazel announcement. Hey. Hey. The boy looked up, realizing that the others didn't raise their hands. But what? I would like to take the floor. Of course. Gojo, maybe you are not aware of what is happening here, although Issei may be young, but despite that he has maintained the level that Hiden Intelligence has, and that is something impressive. At first I expected the worst, even that we would go bankrupt, but he proved otherwise. And as for his personal life, you should leave that aside. We are not the ones to decide what he should or should not do. So raise your hand if you still want Issei as president of Hidden Intelligence. The bicolor finished speaking so that he and company raised their hands in a sign of being with the young president. By majority vote Issei Hiden will remain our president. Applause was heard in the room as you stood up to thank them. Thank you, I know it sounds bad, but before coming I wanted to resign, but one person wouldn't like me to resign. I'm pointing to the Karenasuke painting, so with your help we will continue to grow. The place was filled with applause, causing Gojo to leave defeated, almost colliding with someone, but that person dodged him and headed to the meeting room. Wow, what are we celebrating? He is the president of Zaya. The aforementioned walked towards the boy, observing each other. I'm glad to see you, Issei. Nice to see you too. They both shook hands to go to the Hiden's office, but before they could enter, Gojo was in front of them. Wait a moment, the guest nodded and entered the office. What do you want? You think you got away with it, but you didn't, and believe me that both you and before he could continue Issei grabbed him by the neck. I don't know what your obsession is and I don't care, but if you ever touch them I swear you regret it. Do you understand me, Gojo Hyodo? I finished speaking to let him go and enter his office. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. Don't worry, being the youngest president can be complicated. Something like that, can I offer you some water, coffee or tea? Coffee is fine, by the way I heard you're engaged. I should be surprised you know that, he said as he handed her cup of coffee, and what about you? Not yet, I'm still too young for marriage. You're 43 years old. You still haven't changed, Issei said with a vein in his forehead, and how are you doing? It's hard to believe. I guess she's the type of girl who's jealous, affectionate, or… There are two of them. What the boy said left the president of Zaya frozen. Hey. Listen carefully, you said two, meaning you mean she's affectionate and jealous. No, I have two partners, well maybe three. I don't believe it, but how did all that happen? Details. Before dying, grandfather engaged me to the Citri heiress and the granddaughter of one of his old friends. And what about the third? I'm still sorting that out. Wait, you didn't settle for two, you looked for someone else, Issei, what a gentleman. No. She came to me, but some issues came up that I need to address. I see, then I wish you 1000% luck little one. Oh sure now if you use your age privilege. You must respect your elders, he said, drinking his coffee. I'm very sorry for my disrespect, Amatsu-sama. That's fine with that. By the way, what are you here for, if it's not a bother to ask? The reason for my visit to the place that was the inspiration to create Zaya, 1. Congratulate you on your appointment as CEO of Hiden Intelligence and 2. Form an alliance between Hiden Intelligence and Zaya. Think about it, we both win, since a part of Zaya will reach Japan, and what better than to ally with the largest company in Japan, and of course, give them the opportunity to have sales worldwide, also create new projects that would benefit 50% for you and 50% for me. You convinced me. Do we have a deal? We have it, he said, so they both shook hands. Come next week to sign the documents. Okay, he said as he headed for the exit. By the way, Issei, let's work at 1000%, he finished saying to leave the office. The Hiden smiled at what was said to continue his work as CEO. Time passed as usual, Issei was making the last details of the contract with Zaya. Noticing that it had already gotten dark. Time flies, I must be getting old. Without paying attention to the last thing he said, he headed to the exit where a driver took him home. The path was quiet, but in the boy's mind he visualized the conversation with the Agares. Kyoto residence. The boy arrived at his destination saying goodbye to his driver, but before entering he inhaled deeply and let it out. He repeated the same action 3 times and then entered. Upon entering he noticed that there was no one there, he went to the hall and met Sekiryuutei who, upon seeing him, got up from the sofa to look at himself. Ice-kun. Hello. Once again a silence formed as the girl tried to avoid the brown-haired boy's gaze, but it was useless. Why did you do it? I did it because my family's company was about to go bankrupt and the only way to fix it was by marrying someone high up and one of them was a razor, which I didn't accept until you appeared in my mind. So I was just being used. No. And why didn't you tell me before? Yes, I was going to do it, but my father knew about my plan, even though at that time I was going to abandon my plan, he forced me to continue. What made you change? You made me change in a month, in just 1 month by your side, I fell in love with you when I always thought that love is just nonsense, you appeared and made me fall in love. But because with something like a pregnancy, we could talk, I could have given you the money because you shouldn't play with that. I did wrong, I accept that I was wrong about everything, and if there is something I must do to have your forgiveness I will do it, he said while getting on his knees. The boy approached her to get down to her level, then hugged her, surprising the girl. Ice-kun. I know how you feel, it's also my fault for not realizing what was going on. Maybe I didn't have the same problem, but I was also looking for approval, but in doing so, it would be the way they wanted, and that's why I decided to lead it my way. The brunette spoke without breaking the hug, but even so, I don't want you to leave my life. I heard everything after they left. The trigger would be if you had left, but you stayed even after I walked away. I couldn't leave. I couldn't escape my problems either. Ice-kun. Si-chan. Both young people looked at each other and slowly brought their lips together. But they had to separate due to lack of air. I don't want you to leave my life. But Issei, I should be the one to say that. I'd like to start over, this time without any lies on my part. The boy extended his pinky finger. Seriously, Issei? The aforementioned nodded. Okay, it's a promise, the girl replied, receiving a smile from the president. By the way, where are Aizu and Sona? They are there, pointing to her assistant's room. Hey, said the boy while knocking on the door to open it. Wait, Issei. They both shouted to take cover. Sorry, I answer quickly to cover my eyes. You can look now, said Sona, already dressed, next to Aizu. I'm really sorry about that. Don't worry, we'll have to get used to it because in the future, well, you know. If that. So how did it turn out? Well, there are 3 of us now. Congratulations, although I won't make it easy for you. I don't expect it to be easy. These were the comments from the girls while Issei was lost in his thoughts. Does something happen to this? It's nothing. Safe. Well, I actually think about this, is it real or maybe I'm dreaming without warning. He received a kiss on the lips from Aizu, then one from Sona, and finally from Sekiryuutei. Did you feel it? Very real. The girls hugged the boy, to which he tried to hug them equally. Everyone will back down when they find out about this. That doesn't matter, what's important now is. I'm quite a gentleman, I might be able to have a 4th partner maybe if I succeed. Before he could continue, he received a blow to the head from Aizu. It hurts, but why Aizu? Sorry, I had a mosquito. I was just joking about what the boy said a few seconds ago, rubbing his head. Industria's Gremory. In the laboratory there were 4 people who admired his creation. I must say you did a good job, Ajuka. It's a pleasure, Surzich-sama. The brown-haired guy with glasses also spoke to you. "I just did my job," he said, showing a smile as he took a briefcase to leave. "Now Issei Hiden trembles," said the Redeed. "Hidden intelligence will no longer be number 1. Chapter 16. The next day. Hidden intelligence. In the presidential office, the brown-haired man was seen finishing his paperwork, or well, the first part. Damn, it's a lot. Language. "Sona, can I leave it here and finish it tomorrow?" "You can do it, you just need a little bit more." "How can you do this?" "It's the custom, the same thing happened to me when I started as president," the girl thought, remembering her beginnings. But his moment was short-lived as the door was opened, allowing 2 red-haired figures to pass through. "You? It's good to see you, Ice-kun." "Gremory. Please Ice-kun, you can call me Rias." "I'll think about it," moving on to something else, which is what they want. The guests began to sit down. "Issei, I've come to propose an alliance between Hidden Intelligence and Gremory Industries, so." "I refused," the brown-haired man answered quickly. "Hey. Are you sure about your decision, Issei? Think about how you could boost your reputation by partnering with one of Japan's top companies." "Yes, the fourth." "Fourth? You must be wrong, Ice-kun." "I'm not, if you look at the screen as it spins around the audience you'll notice that Zaya has taken 2nd place, while the Phoenix moved up to 3rd place, leaving them in 4th place." "But how is that possible?" the Redeed asked. "Also, I already know your trick, Surzich, and since you have no other choice, you would propose a marriage between Gremory and me, something you used previously with Goru, trusting you that I would be in this position." "I'm lying. You did this even when my grandfather was still alive, but it didn't turn out as you expected." "Ice-kun, are you sure of your decision? A marriage between us would be the best." "A marriage? With you? I think I wasn't clear. I'm not interested in you or forming an alliance with a Gremory." "I see, it's because you're with Sona now, I didn't know you were in a hurry." "I will ask you not to disrespect her, and that if I am with her it is because I want to, she and I have known each other since we were children, and unlike you and the others she did not leave my side." The atmosphere became silent until our chestnut decided to speak. "If you have nothing else to say, I'll politely ask you to leave," he said, pointing towards the door without looking at them. "But before I leave, I would like to invite you to a presentation of the latest from Gremory Industries." Thinking about it. Without further ado, both Redeeds left the place, leaving the couple. Issei walked over to a small refrigerator he had on the side of his desk. "I don't think drinking alcohol will help in this situation," commented the Citriaris. "Alcohol? Who said I'd drink that? So what are you looking for there?" This he replied as he took out what appeared to be half a cake. "Really? A cake? If you want me to take something stronger for me, that's fine," I said while taking the phone. "Not only that, it took me by surprise," she said while taking a slice that her fiancé gave her. "Thanks, I see you still haven't gotten over that habit," the girl commented, giving him a bite. "What custom are you talking about?" "Please Issei, you have the habit of eating something sweet in situations of nervousness, anger and sadness, and specifically a lemon cake." "What's wrong with it? It's my favorite." "You like pizza with pineapple and I haven't said anything." "Hey, that's delicious." "Yes, keep fooling yourself. Idiot." As the hours passed, night came and in the company of Aizu the trio headed towards their home. Kyoto residence. "Finally, home sweet home," the boy spoke, exhausted, falling onto the couch. "Issei, it was just a little paperwork." "That over there wasn't little Aizu, it was hell. By the way, Goru did not appear at all during the entire period of time. He resigned this morning, he said he found a place where he was valued," the boy spoke. "I see. By the way, what about Si-chan?" "She left at noon, she said she had something important to do." But before they could continue their conversation. "I'm back. Welcome." The girl headed towards the living room to sit on the single sofa. So? So what? "You did it." "What are you talking about?" "Forget it, it's nothing." "What did Issei mean?" Aizu whispered to Sona. "Have you heard the word otaku?" "Yes, most of them are always men." "Wait, Issei is also an otaku." "Well, let's say that Sakura Gares is an otaku." "Are you serious?" "Her." The girl said in surprise at what he had said. "Yes, I understand that since he was 6 years old he found a taste for anime and manga." "Hey, what are you whispering?" "Nothing, I was just telling Aizu to be prepared for the presentation that the Gremory will make." "Yes, you don't have to worry." "Okay. I must rest, tomorrow will be a difficult day," said the brown-haired man heading to his room. "You're right," Sona commented, trying to follow the Hiden to his room, but she was stopped by the other girls. "Huh? Where do you think you're going?" Aizu said. "I'm going to sleep with my fiancé." "You are wrong if you think you will go. The ones that will go will be." "Yo." Aizu and Agares spoke at the same time. "But you were yesterday." That's how it is said, there are 3 of us and the week has 7 days, we divide 2 days, in that case I get Mondays and Tuesdays, Sona gets Wednesdays and Thursdays, and finally Sekiryuutei gets Fridays and Saturdays, said the girl with green tips with certainty. Wait, because I have the last few days, that's not fair, the blonde complained. You are not in a position to choose a claim. I apologized, besides, the one who has the last word is Issei. You have a point, though. I turned around to see her fiancé's assistant, but both she and Issei weren't there. Aizu. Wow, Sona Citri, the student council president and the smartest in the entire Kuo Academy, was easily defeated. That girl, she was heading to the chestnut's room but was stopped by the Agares. But what? Come on, don't make a scene. But. Besides, this is not a competition, Issei loves us all equally, and if it weren't like that, he wouldn't have asked us to be his partner. It's really you, Agares, said the brunette while looking at the blonde from all sides. I am, so we should rest, tomorrow will be another day. Without further ado the girls went to their respective rooms. The next morning. The day went by as normal as it could be, of course, our protagonist had to be somewhere other than the academy, he should have dressed elegantly, but he preferred his typical red sweatshirt, his black jacket and lime green tennis shoes. Industria's Gremory. Hiden and Aizu arrived, then took a seat in the middle of the place. Welcome everyone here should already know me, and I know what you're thinking, which is the big surprise, well this will make your life easier, the Redeed spoke. AI is a fact that helps us day by day, but what if it did our job the same and without having to get tired? Is that possible? Of course, with our work here at Gremory Industries. I present to you the human gears. I mean, behind him, the curtain rose, revealing only people who had something in their ears. Issei, wasn't that your father's idea? Aizu whispered to him, but the brunette didn't respond as he continued watching the presentation. All this was thanks to the idea of our employee Goru Hyodo. At that moment Hyodo appeared on the scene, standing next to the Gremory. Goru, please do us the honors. It will be a pleasure. Sama finished speaking to press the button on the controller he had, and when he pressed it, he noticed that the humagear tried to work, but began to spark. What's going on? Why aren't they working? That's what I want to know. He couldn't continue because the humagear caused a small explosion on the stage, making the guests run away while they were helped by Aizu and Issei. Don't push each other, be careful, said the brown-haired man while helping the guests, but he was taken by someone. This is your fault, Issei, said Goru, taking the boy from the bag. Mia? In what? The humagear plans. Why do you blame me? Wait, how did you get those plans? Well, Wait, you stole those plans and gave them to Gremory. That's none of your business, since you appeared again my plans have fallen apart, but I turn to see Aizu, I'll return what you did to me, while pointing at the girl with a gun that he took out of his back pocket. The boy, noticing this, kicked a Hyodo, making him fall, and went to his fiancée. Whereas. We must leave before he turned around, but as we did so. Bang. The boy was shot below his chest near the heart, falling to the side of Aizu. Issei. Wow, I thought it would be quick, now I just have to. Stop right there. Was heard shouting as officers entered the room and cornered the Hyodo. Put your gun down now. The adult had no choice but to drop the gun and raise his hands. Handcuff him. Bring an ambulance, we have an injured person, said one of the police officers. Then the nurses put the brown-haired man on the stretcher, while he was followed by the girl. So they put the stretcher in the ambulance, which went to the hospital to treat the Hiden. Citri Hospital. Having arrived at the scene, the paramedics proceeded to quickly try to save the boy's life, being seen by Mr. Citri, who did not hesitate to approach to take him for observation, but before leaving he asked Aizu to communicate with the girls and also notify Azazel. The girl listened and called Sona first. Oh Aizu, how did it go? But the girl heard the sobs, worrying. Aizu, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Everything happened very quickly and What is it? Issei, he was injured. The Citri, upon hearing those words, was breaking down inside but still remained firm. And who was the one who hurt him? Goru Hyodo. And have you already been treated? Yes, although they haven't told me how serious it is. I understand, I'll be there in a few minutes, I'll let Sekiryuutei know, was the last thing he said before hanging up. Hiden intelligence. It's good to have you back here, Soryo, Penemu. I say the same to Azazel, although Issei has done a good job, I have not heard any problems. At that moment his phone started ringing. Oh wait, okay. Aizu, wait Aizu, what do you mean he was? Damn, I'll go there, finish saying to hang up. What's wrong, Azazel? Did something happen with Issei? Asked the elder Hiden. The thing is. Let me go. I'm going to kill that evil guy. Let me go, Azazel. You want to get your hands on him too. Calm down, I share your anger, but now we must go see Issei, he is more important now. He's right. My son, I rushed monkeys. Chapter 17. Citri Hospital. Soryo, Penemu and Azazel had arrived and were able to spot the girls, noticing that Aizu ended her gaze towards the ground while the others tried to support each other. Weak. Soryo-sama. Any news? Well. Soryo. Citri, tell me, how's my son? I have two pieces of news, one good and one bad. And are they? The good news is that he can be saved, the bad news is that we don't have enough AB blood to help with the loss he had. Curse. Wait, that's my blood type, I can donate. Are you sure? Completely if it is to save him please. Very well, come with me. So Agares, accompanied by Mr. Citri, went to the room where they would draw blood so it could be donated to the boy. At first, it hurt, but he endured it because Issei thought it was important for him to feel well. Thank you. You don't have to thank me, I'm doing it for the. I heard what you initially tried to do to Issei, but you changed. I did things that didn't deserve forgiveness, and he gave me a second chance. I fell in love, and I want to stay by his side, just like Aizu and Sona want to be with him. I must say he is lucky to have them, I hope they invite us to their wedding. Why yes, said Sekiryuutei stuttering. After obtaining the blood, the Citri withdrew to take the blood to the boy, leaving the relatives waiting. What did they do with Goru? They took him away. Tomorrow will be his trial, someone spoke who knew who he was. Hido. As follows. For now, they are going to transfer the blood he donated since he lost blood after the shot. I see. I'll be back in a few minutes, said the older Hiden as he left the hospital. Where did he go? Wherever you go, don't do anything crazy. Kuo Correctional Facility. The elder Hiden arrived at the place, asked to see Goru Hyodo, to which they accepted, giving him half an hour to talk. When he found him, he saw him in a cell, and when the elder Hyodo noticed, he smiled. Soryo, nice to see you. How are you? Damn, you have no remorse for what you were about to do. Why would I have it? I even feel like I'm missing out on finishing it. I would like to hit you, but it would make me worse than you. Ahahaha, besides I can rest easy, he must be dead by now. At that moment the man smiled, confusing Goru. What makes you laugh so much? Nothing, just that you're going to rot in prison and that no one is there to support you, your children left you, I think your wife won't lift a finger for you, as for Surzich, it's not like she cares about you. At that moment the Hiden received a call. Okay. Really? Thank you very much. He hung up the call. It seems your plan didn't work. He said, leaving Hyodo annoyed while kicking the cell. As we left the place someone spoke to Soryo. Long time no see Hiden. Rizavam. I heard you were hurt, are you okay? Yes, I just got word that he's fine now, he just needs to rest. That's good, and what will happen to that idiot? I just know that he's going to prison. I see, well I must go, he said, leaving without letting the Hiden speak. Citri Hospital. Room 001 Issei. The boy was lying down while connected to a machine that measured his heart rate. The blood transfusion was a success, now all that was left was for the boy to wake up, but he was not alone, his fiancées were with him, since the brunette had the right to be visited. I don't like seeing him like this. Nobody likes it, but he's fine, and now he just has to rest, so he can be back with us all later. Girls, let's think positively, he will wake up and we will make the four of us happy again, Aizu said, trying to calm the atmosphere. Excuse me, visiting time is over, said a nurse entering the room. Yes, we'll be out in a moment. Thank you. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, Issei said Sona to touch the hand of the aforementioned along with the others. So the trio left to go home. Issei's mind. The boy was in a completely white place although two chairs were behind him. So this is as far as I go. I don't believe it. The brown-haired boy turned towards where the voice was, realizing who it was. Grandfather. Long time no see, Issei. Grandpa. The boy didn't hesitate to hug him. To which the eldest responded, they both sat down to talk a little. And that's how I am here. That idiot, I'm sorry about all that, I shouldn't have made things easy for him. Don't apologize, but that means I'm dead. Don't talk nonsense, you're still alive, the blood transfusion was a success. Then Mr. Citri was able to save me. Yes, but also thank the girl Agares, thanks to her they found your blood type. Si-chan. It's time for you to wake up. Wait, I still need your help. What would you need this old man's help with? Hidden intelligence is in good hands, and most importantly, you found love. How lucky you are. I still can't explain how you did it. You needed someone by your side, although I didn't expect the two of them to accept and then someone else to join in. You're a real heartthrob worthy of the Hiden. Grandfather. It's a compliment, good luck now, Issei were the last words for the aforementioned to slowly open his eyes. When I woke up I noticed that I was in the hospital. It seems I'll still be alive. What time is it? I noticed the time on his watch. Hell, it's not dawn yet. Let's go back to sleep. That was the last thing he said before falling back into his sleep. The next morning. The trial of Goru was taking place, which did not take long since Hyodo confessed to having committed the crime with the greatest intention, despite the lawyers trying to defend him. The man was being transported when suddenly the car stopped and the officers got out to approach him and take him out, being taken to an abandoned factory. "Hey, let me go." The Hyodo was saying to be thrown. "Where are we?" "In a place where no one will hear you." "Birizavan." "The same, hey, I heard about an accident at Gremory Industries and where the only seriously injured person was Issei Hiden. Do you happen to know who the aggressor was?" "Well, with respect." Bang. The shot was heard aimed at the Hyodo's leg. "AHG. Sorry, I slipped the trigger." The eldest continued trying to endure the pain. "I don't know who." Bang. Another shot aimed at the Hyodo's left leg. The once again cried out in pain. "You know, when I met you, I knew you were an expert at lying, so please don't lie. Look, I'm asking you nicely and you don't want to cooperate," he said, leaning closer to the older man. "I'll repeat it again. Who was Issei's attacker?" That was so hard for you to tell me, you could have avoided these injuries, but you are a difficult person. I told you the truth, now let me go." No, I still have to kill you. I could have done it before, but I would have been questioned by Kurenosuke, and now that he's not here, I can do whatever I want and Soryo wouldn't stop me." "Wait, we can fix it. There's nothing you can offer me, Goru. You have nothing left. You lost to Hiden. I don't think the Gremory wants you back and your marriage is completely broken." At that moment the Hyodo remembered that it was true. "Like I said, so I point the gun at the major's forehead, go to hell." Bang. It was the last shot that was heard before the lifeless body of Goru Hyodo fell. "Sorry, Kurenosuke. Let's go, guys," the white-haired man said so that he and his men could leave the place. Chapter 18. Hiden Intelligence. The news reached Soryo's ears, who was a little surprised since he knew that Rizavan was the cause and that he took justice into his own hands, but he didn't expect it to be so fast. "Good morning, Dad," the eldest greeted while the one who spoke entered his office. "Good morning." "Hey." He quickly went to Issei's office, meeting Issei, "But you were there, what are you doing?" "I'm working, this company wouldn't work without its president." "But you were there, because Levi didn't warn me. I asked him not to tell him yet." "Excuse me," someone had entered the office. "Good morning, Aizu." "Almost, Soryo-sama." "Dad, she is Aizu's twin sister." "Wait, she had a sister, how did I not know?" "Well, when I met you, you spent most of your time with Grandpa." "It's true, by the way, what's she doing here? Don't tell me she's also joining your harem." "Not exactly, you have them," the girl nodded to throw him 3 small boxes. "Issei, what he gave you is what I'm thinking." "Yes, I'll ask him to marry me." "Oh, how romantic, one day I'll find someone like Ice-chan." "But you can." "Maybe, but I don't have feelings for him." "No offense." "Don't worry. Besides, I prefer to see Aizu happy." "By the way, when did you contact Aizu?" "Well, it was before the accident and she left the plans." "Wait, then you?" "Yes, I gave him the fake plans and we still have the real ones here." "But what were you?" "I just wanted to check if Gremory and Goru were allies." "They were allies, although Goru ended badly." "So what will happen now?" "We'll pretend nothing happened." "If you say so." Kuo Academy. The trio was having lunch when Rias arrived in the company of Akeno. "Sona. What do you want?" "Listen to me." "No, don't say anything. After everything that happened was the work of your brother and Goru." "Wait, Sona, even if we're upset with the Gremory, let's hear their version." Okay. As I was saying, what happened wasn't my brother's doing. He didn't know those robots were going to explode. He trusted Hyodo completely. And I also want to apologize for what happened last time. I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. I'm really sorry. Issei, I would see things differently, but just this once I forgive you. "Thank you, and how are things going?" "They haven't given us any news yet, we'll go see him when we leave here." "I hope you get better." "We hope so too." "I have to go, see you later," said the retreat as she left the place. "You really forgave her?" "Why?" "I asked myself that same question when Issei forgave you, and what he told me was we all deserve a second chance and they will decide whether to reconsider or continue on the same path." "I can't believe he said that." "He may seem like an idiot, but he surprises me every time." "Yes, now the most important thing, I am the main one speaking." Aizu causing annoyance in Sona. "Wait, you're wrong, I'm the main one anyway." "And you, why?" "Easy, I was with him all the time since we were kids, you were only there for a few days." "Bored?" He couldn't finish speaking because he had received a message. "Who texted you?" the blonde asked. "It's my dad, he says we should go to Hidden Intelligence." "Did something happen?" "I don't know, he just sent me that." "Well, we have nothing to lose by going." Moments later. Hidden Intelligence. Having left the academy, the trio arrived at their destination where on the way they met Azazel. Azazel. Girls, what brings you here? Wait, I've remembered. Follow me, said the two-colored man, to take the girls to Issei's office. The girls listened and entered, meeting the brown-haired boy's father, Kaido, and of course Aizu's sister. Azu. Sister? Hello. Nice to see you too, but there's someone who wants to see them. The chair turned, revealing the hidden chestnut tree. Issei. Hello Kai. The brown-haired boy couldn't continue as he was knocked down by his fiancés. How good, I wish you are well and that you are with us now. I also thank you for protecting me, but that made you lose blood and I felt scared of what could happen to you. I don't want to ruin your meeting but we're still here and by the way Issei, don't you have something to say to your harem? It's true, said the boy trying to get up next to his girls. Well, this is something that from the beginning united us and they always argue about who will be the first in this or who is my favorite and all that. And it is that none is my favorite. I love them all equally. Bringing a smile to the girls, it was sudden. I look at Aizu and Sona started off on the wrong foot. Look at Sekiryuutei in the end. Here we are, the four of us, and I want us to be happy. That's why I want to tell you. He spoke while taking the three little boxes. Aizu, Sona and Sekiryuutei. Will you marry me? He said, showing the rings. Issei. Chapter 19. In the previous chapter. Will you marry me? He said, showing the rings. Issei. At the moment. The atmosphere had become silent until some small laughter from the girls confused the brunette. What's funny? Didn't I say that right? Issei said, feeling nervous. It's not that, a few moments ago Sona said that you would find a solution, said Agares. Since we were fighting over who you would ask to marry you first, complete Aizu. And it seems I was not mistaken, I speak Sona this time. That means that. That's right, Ice-kun. Yes, we want to marry you. They answered at the same time to hug their fiancé, who smiled and then put their respective rings on him. Congratulations. Those were the words from his family. You finally decided, little brother. Issei, how handsome. With three at once, there is something this young man can't do well, said Azazel, making those present laugh. By the way, Issei, I'm surprised you came here. Well, they say the director must shine, so I'll keep enlightening them. If that was Issei's show, he finished telling a joke while pointing at Kaido and Aizu. The elder Hyodo tried to contain his laughter, as did Sekiryuutei and Sona. What was that? The boy's father asked. It was a good joke based on the double meaning of shine and illuminate them. Aizu, don't tell the joke. Anyway, I have to go. Aren't you staying? Aizu asked. Not for now, maybe I'll come to your wedding. I hope you invite me. And? Goodbye. Without further ado, the girl left the place. Moments later. After the news, it spread throughout the Agar and Citri families. On the Agar side, the mother was happy about her daughter's engagement, wishing her happiness, and on the Citri side, the girl's mother was excited by the news and offered to go with the girls for their dresses, while the father smiled at the news, giving him his congratulations, saying that if they needed support with the wedding, they should not hesitate to ask him. As if Issei had left it. Regarding the date, the girls had thought clearly if one was chosen first, but since there were three of them, they had the date of December 2nd of the same year, so they only had 5 days, something not so difficult since they were one step ahead and already had the dresses they would wear. The only one missing of course was Issei, who wanted to see his fiancée's dresses, but they told him he couldn't since it brought bad luck. One day before the wedding. There were only a few hours left until the Hiden Citri Agare's wedding, but today would be his bachelor party, of course, with caution, that much to Azazel's liking. The brunette was in his office filling out the last few paperwork, but before he could finish, his office door opened. Looking up, he realized it was Miki Hyodo. Is something wrong, Mrs. Hyodo? I came to say goodbye. That took the boy by surprise. Why do I need to know? I know our family relationship wasn't the best and you can hate me all you want. I regret not being a good mother. At least I'm also here to congratulate you on your wedding. Thank you. Well, I have to go. I forgive her. Issei. Dora is no longer here, so I want to leave behind everything bad with Ryoji. I wasn't very successful, but at least I tried, and I hope that wherever he goes, he will be happy. He ends up hugging the one who was once his mother. Be happy, Issei. I will be. Well, this is goodbye. Take care wherever you go, he said the last thing to see the woman leave. The boy continued with his work until someone opened the door again. This time it was a boy older than him with short hair and bangs that covered part of his eyes. Hey Shaosuke. What brings you here? Issei, I know it's a bit sudden, but I need your motorcycle to get home and be able to expose the truth. Sure, here are the keys, he said, handing them over, and good luck. Thank you, I'll return it soon and congratulations on your wedding, he finished saying as he left. That was weird. Moments later. Okay Issei, leave all that, it's time to have fun. Ido, I'm not going to a bar. Who said it would be in a bar? We'll go to your house to drink. Wait, what? Minutes later the four men were at the Hiden's house drinking some beers while they talked trivial things, or due to the effects of alcohol, Soryo told anecdotes that Issei did not want them to know. Seriously, Issei, did you mistake a fat man with a white beard for Santa Claus? I was only 3 years old. But what you did is ridiculous, ha. 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 Azazel laughed in the company of Kaido. But the girls. As for the women, they went shopping since it was the only thing that came to mind, they even went to a manga store since Sekiryuutei wanted. After that they returned home to find a rather peculiar scene. We are 4 prostitutes. The biggest bores. From this nightclub. And that's our fiancé. And? It is. After seeing those scenes, the girls took their respective partners to their room, except for Azazel, he was left alone on the couch. FX Azazel. Wedding day. The big day had arrived and everything was ready, only the brides were missing, while the brunette was at the altar next to his best man who was Kaido, and suddenly the sound of the bride's entrance was present. They started to arrive, first Aizu with Soryo, Sona with Levi Citri, and finally Sekiryuutei, who asked Azazel for the favor. When they arrived at the altar, Issei couldn't stop looking at her since they looked beautiful in their wedding dresses. We are gathered here to unite this boy with 3 beautiful girls who have decided to share him, and we trust that this love they have for him will endure. Without further ado, before continuing, if there is anyone who does not agree with this marriage, speak now or remain silent forever. After what was said, no one said anything. Well, then Issei, do you accept Aizu, Sona and Sekiryuutei to love them, respect them until death do you part? I accept, the brown-haired man answers confidently. And you girls, accept Issei as your husband? We accept, the 3 of them answered at the same time. By the power granted to me, I declare you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. The boy obeyed and kissed Aizu first, then continued with Sona, and finally Sekiryuutei. Long live the bride and groom. These were the words of the guests as they applauded the young couple's union. Epilogue. Hidden residence. Inside the huge mansion, to be exact in the kitchen, there were 3 little ones trying to reach what appeared to be a jar of cookies. You got it, Kotaro. The aforementioned tried to reach the boat, but it was impossible. Kotaro Hiden. He is the youngest son, quiet and reserved, his father's favorite, someone who, despite remaining serious, enjoys the time he spends with his father. Son of the union of Issei Hiden and Sona Citri. Eri, did you check that no one comes? Yes, there's no one around. Different Hide. The second daughter of the Hiden family, being the affectionate and cheerful one, she is usually the one who protects and spends most of her time with Kotaro. She is the most sentimental and does not like it when her parents argue. Daughter of the union of Issei Hiden and Aizu Hiden. Who are we hiding from, Eri-chan? Asked someone who was standing in the middle of the little ones. From Sekiryuutei Akasan, Anya replied. Anya Hiden. The eldest daughter, the extroverted one of the family with tons of energy, likes sweets, manga and anime, but hates studying and vegetables. She's always scolded by her mother for running away in the middle of her studies. Daughter of the union of Issei Hiden and Sekiryuutei Gares. Odo-san. The girls shouted. Du-chan. So, what's going on here? The brown-haired boy asked, but received no answer. So, they don't want to talk, Kotaro. The aforementioned looked at him and then saw his sisters. Georgia Lee Ta, said the minor, timidly feeling his father's gaze. I see, thanks for telling the truth. Hiden spoke to caress his son's head, to which the little one smiled at the display of affection. Anya, did you finish your homework? Well, I knew it, I shouldn't do this, but it will only be this once, he said while handing her the jar of cookies, please share it. Thanks Dad, the little girl replied while taking the cookies. But suddenly the little ones felt an aura of death behind their father. What's up, kids? Ice-kun. Oh no, the brown-haired boy turned around to meet the gaze of one of his wives, Si-chan Emyo. You're coming with me, said the woman, grabbing him by his sweatshirt and taking him to the living room. Help. Du-chan, spoke the little Hiden, who was about to go help his father, but was stopped by his sisters. In the room. The brunette was still in possession of the blonde, but when he was about to speak, someone came to his aid. What's happening, Puff? The girl tried to hold back her laughter when she saw how the president of Hidden Intelligence was held in a rage. Imagine it, Sekiryuutei. What was it, Sekiryuutei, why do you have Issei like that? Said the Citri, who, despite remaining serious inside, wanted to laugh. Well, let's just say I spoiled Anya again, the boy replied. Sekiryuutei, let it go, it's not that bad. TSK Anya. The aforementioned was present and behind her brothers. The little girl's mother approached her to hug her. Sorry, I shouldn't overexert you. Okasama, the little girl, hugged her mother just the same to make peace. Well, the problem was solved. The brown-haired boy spoke. Are you What's wrong, Kotaro? The little boy stretched out his arms, letting him know what he wanted. Oh, I see, he said, picking him up, to which the little one hugged him. Issei narrates. You want to know what happened next, right? Well, what happened next was. After my wedding with the girls, well, I received the news that I was going to be a dad, and here I am, married with 3 little ones. Ori didn't have a good end, the last thing I heard was that he was found dead in a warehouse. Miki Hyodo remarried so she went abroad with Ryoji, well he is working part-time as a delivery man. My father married Penemu-san, and they are now in one of the companies we have abroad. Azazel finally settled down with Gabriel-san, I'm happy for him. Rias Gremory, well she's still single, that's what they say. Now she runs Gremory Industries. We'll settle the discrepancies between us. Ido may have gotten married, but he's still my bodyguard. Aizu? Well, she still keeps in touch with Aizu. With my wife's parents. We also keep in touch since they always offer to babysit our children. The girls finished their careers, but decided not to dedicate themselves to that. Aizu is still my personal assistant, Sona is now the director of the Kuo Academy, and Sekiryuutei, despite her father giving her a Gares Corporation, decided to decline the offer to become a teacher at the Kuo Academy. My life has taken a turn since I became president of Hidden Intelligence, but to be honest, I'm not complaining. I'm glad they came into my life. Narrator. Moments after the small talk, night had fallen and with that meant it was time for the children to go to sleep. Of course, there were some attempts on Anya's part to stay awake, but thanks to the negotiation with her father, she decided to change her mind. Little Kotaro, like every night, couldn't sleep without Hiden reading him a story. Of course, the aforementioned did so with pleasure, causing the child to fall into the arms of Morpheus. Ice-kun. We've been waiting for you, his wives spoke from the room they shared. I'll be right there, replied the brown-haired boy. Rest, my little one, he said in a low voice to give his son a kiss on the forehead. Issei listened and went to his room where he found his wives sitting on the bed. I'm here now. Well, we want to give you some news. Oh yeah, which one is it? Issei. Hiden. You're going to be a dad again. The 3 said at the same time as they showed their pregnancy test. Seriously, that's it? Incredible. More family members, that means that means. That's right, darling, you'll have to fulfill all of our wishes, said Sekiryuutei, standing on one side of the brunette, while Sona positioned herself on the other side and Aizu in front of the boy so that the 3 of them could hug him. God, give me strength to survive, thought the boy as he smiled at the news. And? Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching, if you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day, bye.